Hey, Mr. Wiggly, what's up, man? Alright, guys, this is it. We're live for the late night Sunday stream. Yay! Let's go ahead and plug this in. Let's see. Ooh. Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. All right. So, writing down a title there. Let's see how the channel's doing. I have not posted any shorts. Oh, we did not get a lot of subscribers in the last 24 hours. We are? That's no good. We gotta change that. Subscribes have slowed down. I have to say this. If anyone here is looking for a job doing a little editing, I don't mind picking up a second editor to try and boost our subscribe count, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and jump over here. If you're looking to make money editing, let me know. We're going to say, very fitting title, we're going to say, I want more, and I know I shouldn't. Alright, let's see. Let's put in capital letters. Okay. I called it a Pokemon card live shop, but really it's more like a One Piece live shop the last couple days, because, man, we were busting through those One Piece boxes. Holy dude. Okay, at here, we are going live for Sunday night. Doing well. Yay! Alright, let's jump over here. Good. Whoa, I got a lot of emails. Let's start getting rid of those. Notice of suspension of medical product shipments to Japan, to the United States. What? That's got to be like some sort of junk email. Let's delete all this. Okay, we want to keep that. We got the Beckett grading confirmation. Okay, I got a Beckett submission done today. It was a lot of work. Took many hours. It took like 2 days actually of just grading cards. Took a long time. Whoa, we just got a big Joshua Collins order for Prismatic. Prismatic has been selling pretty fast all of a sudden. Let me go try to make a restock on Prismatic, because that's an important detail. Let's start here. Okay. If everyone's buying Prismatic, what does that mean? I mean, Prismatic is the same? Hopefully it's the same. Doesn't look like it's changed. Looks about the same. Okay. Looks like the price is pretty much going to remain the same on booster bundles, so they happen to be selling, that's all. Alright, cool. I like it. I like it a lot. And we have a Sarah Dewsbury order. She ordered 20 hours ago. Give me one more box of PRB2. Did I do that one already? I don't think I did that one already. Let's go ahead and turn on the iPad. Okay. We got a nice 27 people in here. What's up, guys? Today was my day off. Ooh. Sent you a little something. That's me. I have the Espeon. Oh, very nice. Free cards and free Taco Bell. Wow, Lugia break is moving slower than expected. Yeah, you know, it's not that big of a deal, though, because why are there so many ads, dude? I paused the video, and it throws up another ad because I hit pause, I suppose. So, breaks have been going off. So, for example, yesterday, the binder break went off. Yeah, the binder break. And we got this is pretty close. This has 2 spots left. So that is the Elite Trainer box of Pokemon Go. That's about to go off. We have another slab that's about to go off. It's this one right here. So that says 4 out of 7. That means there's 3 spots remaining. Now this is only a 2, but this is an exceptionally rare card that's expensive no matter what the grade is. You can go look it up. This is the Bandai Starters Carddass card. Notice the number 000. That's because you couldn't pull this out of the vending machine, is what I understand. This was actually a promo card for the Carddass Pocket Monsters collection. So this is that legendary starters drawing, really cool, and just a hyper rare card that often sells somewhere around $250, $500 raw. Just raw, just ungraded. And so this one's been authenticated, which is good because it means it hasn't been tampered with. It's a real card. It's not a fake reprint or anything like that. And yes, we also have the other card too, the checklist on the table. If you pull this, you can grab the checklist to go with it. But the checklist graded, I think, 1 and this graded 2, so I didn't put them into a single break together. But yeah, this is a very special card. I have one myself that I paid $7,000 for, the PSA 10. The stream was ending when I ordered. All right, let's take a quick look behind me. Haha. All right. I was mentally traumatized today. Oh, no! Were you trying to open Pokemon cards, but you didn't pull anything good? That really does me in. This is going to be called Binder Break. So here's a bag of cards for the next Binder Break. So that's one of my goals tonight, is to set up the next Binder Break. The previous one ended. Now we're going to have a new one, and let's see some cards in that Binder Break. These are all cards that could go into the Binder Break. Lots of cards. Some poker cards, huh? Oh, look at those. Those are cool. Raichu. Tornadus. That's cool, too. Wow, that's neat, too. Wow. Okay, cool. My boyfriend was going to commit unalive from something his mom said and did to him. What? Nuh-uh, you're lying to me. It is. Wrapping this up. Good. Tossing this over here. Maybe he just needs a Pokemon card. Ready? So, Miss Sarah, let's get started. Snipping this. We got a nice giveaway going on tonight, guys, so don't go anywhere. Stick around for that. We have a nice giveaway tonight. It's somewhere. I have to go find it. And then after that, we have more giveaways, because we got to do Mark Valerian's booster box giveaway. He gave away another booster box. How's the Pokepot looking? Ah, the Pokepot. No one's donated to that in a little while. It's really full. All right, let's see. Pokepot. I'll give him Jigglypuff. It is. Ooh. My mom said I couldn't have any more hot dogs. I was going to kill myself. Screw you, Mom. God, no one understands. We are. What did his mom do? Why is she so bad? I had a bad mom. We'll play a game who had the worst mom. We are. Screw you, Mom. Tossing this over here. It's a happy Pokemon. I'd give him a Weeping Bell, to be honest. We are. All right, here's... Ooh. Ho-ho, the mask. Just wanted to know if any. If NY? Yes. She slapped him over not giving her money. Oh. Yeah, I mean, that's not fun. That's not really the kind of thing to go, kill yourself over. We are. Give me that money. Here's cold. If my cards were shipped. Oh. Well, I don't know what the name of the bag of the cards is. It's probably not Sleepy Zero. I'd have to know who you are. When did you order shipping? Did you order shipping last night? They made her boyfriend go to his house, care of him to take. Yes, care of him to take, indeed. Get that money from him. Oscar Sosa. Mr. Oscar, I don't think I remember shipping an Oscar Sosa, so we might need to look into that. When did you order the shipping? Did you order it last night? All right, let's see. Let me know a little bit about when you ordered that shipping. Okay. Shanks. And, oh yeah, Sarah, you've got like just this unbelievable pile of cards now. You got a lot of cards. She said he doesn't deserve to live. What? She said that? You don't deserve to live. He swears she said that, huh? My mom said. Place that there. Now, mom can be pretty cruel, I'm sure. Yeah. Sounds like he's not having a happy go at having his mom. Okay. We're going to grab this. Miss Sarah. I had a pretty mean mom. I think she was mean because we were poor as well. So maybe his mom's poor. Maybe being poor turns you into a jerk. We are. Some people don't handle it well. I think that guy owes me $5 too, says Ryan. Ryan, leave him alone! Hey, where's my money? I won the bikini break, Brandon. Waiting on that. Just got 10 Prismatic. Hi, my kind sir. Ooh. I gotta remember you're Joshua, because you got a name that's really memorable. Scuffa's very memorable. So my brain's very good at remembering Scuffa. Okay, seeing if my payment went through last night was pending. I believe it did, and then I marked it down as your slab. Yes, it did. Okay, Seva. We're going to write Seva on this. Oh, Seva. Okay, good. Apparently Brandon is very generic on this channel. On this channel, what are you trying to say about us, huh? There it is. He's racist. Here's a baggie of stuff. Let's grab this gigantic baggie and pull some of that stuff out of it and dump it into here. Okay. I think the guy you're talking about, Emily, probably just needs to open a couple Pokemon cards, you know? Really takes the edge off of life. He's probably thinking a little too hard. Maybe his mom wanted the money to buy some Pokemon. The date was July 11th. Oh, okay. So that would have been a little while ago. 17 days ago, huh? All right. Thank you, Mr. Oscar Sosa. We're going to look into that because we don't want anything going wrong. Let me move this box. Well, let's see. I would like Sarah's box to be very nearby because she's very, very active. Okay, we'll set that there. I was thinking about offering a new service. I was telling LaFlame about it. I was thinking about offering a service where I go through your bag, pick out the cards that I believe will grade 10, and then I just send them off to grade for free for you guys with whatever company I see fit. And then when the cards are done grading, when they come back, you pay for the grading by having me sell off some of the cards until the grading is paid for. What do you guys think of that? There. All right, let me have a sip. Kind of like a very, do the other jungle spot if you do. What? Okay. Oscar Sosa. Let's take a quick look for Oscar. Thank you, Mr. Oscar, for reaching out. If you guys are ever having trouble with your shipping, just contact me. Here it is, Oscar Sosa. We got a bag for Oscar Sosa. So, Oscar, I don't know if you ordered shipping. Maybe you did, and I did not read it. But if you ordered that a while back, it looks like it was not processed. So I apologize for that. Let me take a quick look into that, Oscar. Let's find out how Oscar generally pays. We're going to check over here. I was talking to the chat. Rip, grade, and ship. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, exactly. He normally pays on PayPal, so I want to see if I misread it real fast so I know what the mistake was. I just want to make sure we didn't hold the bag from shipping for any particular reason, because, you know, if there was an important reason not to ship it out, I don't want to ship it out by accident. He's 19 and lives in Atlanta. No, she just went to his house threatening him to give her money. Went to his house? Isn't that his mom? Why wouldn't he be living in her house? How old is he? He's not young. Is he like an adult? All right. One box of Arena JJK and shipping. I'm so sorry, Oscar. So, Oscar, it looks like we didn't get your shipping done for you. Let me slip you a free pack or something, okay? Sorry you had to find out, you know, after waiting a while. Okay, Oscar Sosa, here are some free booster packs for you. You got 2 free booster packs, probably adding up to like $7 or something. So that's like free shipping almost. There you go. Sorry about that, man. We'll get you shipped out right now. If you guys ever suspect that I didn't notice your shipping, be sure to let me know that you ordered it. All right. Can you peel the Ditto, then glue it to another card to grade it? Let's see. We've probably shipped you before, right? Looks like we have shipped them before, so we've already got your address. No worries. You know, I'm going to give you one more. So you're going to get a total of 3 packs. That should be the full value of the shipping, I think. And this is an awfully heavy bag, so let's up the weight on the bag. Okay, we're going to hit print on this, and then it's going to tell me we're looking at the price. Excuse me. He's 19. He moved out because his parents were not protecting him. Well, if you're 19, you're too old to be protected. 19's an adult, bro. He can move out. If he wanted to stay at home, he's got to be having a good relationship with his parents. 19, you're old. He's supposed to be in college, or he's supposed to be moved out with a job. So, yeah. Who are you talking to, Emily? You talking to these guys, huh? Everyone doesn't do that. People do different pathways in life. In fact, it's very clever if you stay home with your parents, because you save a lot of money. But if you're going to stay home, you better develop a good relationship with them. And if you can't do that, then you got to go get your own place. And so weird. Maybe you're saying that's what happened. Maybe they were jerks and he got his own place, and now the mom's banging on the door demanding money. How does she demand money from her son? I don't see how that works. We are. All right. Just remember, Emily, if you date guys like that, you're gonna have to be their therapist until they're like 30 or maybe older. We are. I came out of a bad family. I was not a good person to date. We are. I'm good now. Yeah, I'm much better now. Date me now. I'm a catch now. At 18 and penniless and with a crazy family, you're dating a tornado. So, all right. He produces music. Ah, yes, the optimal job. Oh my God, bro. I'm gonna kill myself. You be careful. Sometimes a guy uses language like that because what they're really doing is they're baiting sympathy out of you, and it's an influence tactic. So be careful when a guy talks like that. He's trying to put influence on you. Oh, man, my mom's so mean to me. I feel bad for me. I'm so dark and brooding. Oh, I'm kind of a bad boy. Yeah, be careful about that. All right. Hey, mister, what's up? David, how's it going? Produces music. You perfectly described me as 34-year-old. Feels bad, man. No! What? Here we are. You know, if you stay home with your parents as you get older, that can work. It can work. Owning a house is very expensive, but you better be friends with your parents, and they better give you some space, some privacy. So it can work because parents might be interested in having their kids around a little longer, you know? Not a bad thing. Some cultures, maybe like in India or something, the grandparents even live with the rest of the family. So some cultures, the parents, the child, and the grandparent all live together. And they often do that to save money. So it's, you know, if America's reached that point where that cost of living is really bad, maybe we're at that point where you live with grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad. And everyone just pools their money together into one home. Or it's just the convenience of it, or the lack of loneliness. Yeah, loneliness is a bad thing. Loneliness is very unhealthy, I read. Here's a ho-oh. So you got to have somebody to hang out with at the very least. A roommate. If you got a roommate, it's not such a bad thing if you got mom and dad. But I would say your parents have to respect you. They got to give you some privacy. And you have to respect them too, because your parents, they like to be respected too. So you have a good relationship with them. Produces music. Oh, he must be swimming in money, man. That kid's rich. Instant dateable boyfriend. We are. I knew guy musicians growing up because my roommate, he worked at Target, but he was a musician, right? And he was really serious about it. He wrote like albums and even had them like printed and all. And he worked at Target and he did that on the music was his side hustle. And as a result, he introduced me to all his friends, which were also musicians. All failures, every single one of them. All failures. And I would never want my daughter dating any of them. No way. Because you talk to them and get to know them. And for them, using music to get into girls' pants, that's the hustle. Hey, girl, did you know I played the guitar? So I learned that really fast. I went, whoa. You guys are like a siren. You're like the Pied Piper over here. You could get this guy and he's not attractive at all. And he could just play the guitar well. And then girls are like, oh my God, chicken dreads for us. Ladies. Trying to do my work type shit. It's like comedians. You ever notice comedians are typically out of shape or they look funny? They're not chads usually, right? Well, as a man, as a male species of the animal, you sort of, fluctuate your skills over into a different dimension because you're not ranking high in the looks dimension. So now you're a comedian. Well, musicians do the same thing. They can have a big problem inside internally, emotional problem, or maybe they don't look that good, maybe they don't act that good, maybe they're not that smart, whatever it is. But they go heavy in one direction toward the music because that's their whole strategy for survival, man. It's not because, I'm just the most gifted musician in the whole world. I have to make music. I'm the next Mozart. A lot of guys are just grifting in the music space. That's why they never produce any good music. They go, well, I'm not going to be strong and handsome, and I'm not going to be rich, and I'm not going to be intelligent like a doctor and useful, and I'm not going to be a computer scientist. But you know what? I might get a girlfriend if I can play the acoustic guitar really well. So that's it. And if you hang out with a lot of musicians, that's what you find out really fast. Really, really fast. You find that out super fast. Ooh, which I did. That's exactly what I did. For about 2 or 3 years, I hung out with lots of musicians. Aspiring musicians. All right. Mr. trying to project his passive-aggressive childhood jealousy. Yes, you've got me. Have not ordered in a fat minute. Haven't even back. What's up, Ryan? Yo, mister, what's the James break at? Still time to jump into the James break. This is the voice actor for the Meowth from the anime. Here it is. He also played the voice of James, I heard. I don't know if he always played the voice of James. And then he played the voice of Gary Oak and Professor Oak. He passed away about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. So I purchased a couple signatures to hold, and I've got one breaking for you guys so that you guys can have a chance to add this special card to your collection. I know it's not Charizard. It's not about Charizard. It's about having the signature of a gentleman who was a very nostalgic part of the past, and he's gone now. So that is a signature to collect at this point. You still got time to collect the other signatures because those actors and actresses will be continuing to sign Pokemon cards. This guy will not be signing any more cards. That's why you collect this one. So you pick it up while you can pick it up. All right. Whew. He creates beats, rapper dude. Oh, wow. Another rapper? Yeah. My mama asked me for my money. I don't think it very funny. My eggs, I like them runny. All right, I'm a rapper now. Where's my money at? I'm going to snip this. What? Sad no one wants to join in. We got 4 people. That's decent. There's like 100 breaks right now. So there's technically a lot of spots sold, and they're just spread across 100 things. All right, Mr. Josh, let's pull you an Umbreon. You ready? Here we are. I'm going to make it big. Blah. All right. If he hasn't tattooed his face yet, he's got no chance, Emily. Tell him to tattoo his face, okay? That's what you gotta do these days. Here it goes. Oh, really? We just pulled this card. Double Golden Pikachu? Were you guys here yesterday night? We just pulled this card. This was like one box later. We got another golden Pikachu. Wow. That's crazy, dude. All right, well, that bodes very well for you, Josh. If this can grade 10, I think this probably mostly pays for that order. But look, you've also got a nice hollow Umbreon. I treat these hollow Umbreons with care. Hold on to that over time. It will probably be valuable. All right. Mister's the new M&M. Oh, yeah, okay. Here we are. That's what M&M sounds like when you get a job, when you're not unemployed. All right, Iron Thorns. Here's a Seeking Roaring Moon. Ooh, Roaring Moon. He has tattoos on his arms. Whoa. That's how you know he's going to make it. Here's Ogre's. I don't mean to beat up on him, though, but, you know, if he's crying about wanting to unalive and all that stuff, he needs to just go talk to a real therapist about it or something like that, or talk to ChatGPT, or I don't know. He's talking to you. You got to be careful, because sometimes guys talk to girls that way to kind of get them on their side, okay? Because girls, you guys go, oh, my God, I can help him. I'm going to help him. Oh, my God, I can save this guy. He's got a dark and twisted past. Here we are. Here's Umbreon EX. All right, Umbreon EX. Wow, that's great, man. That's a great pull right there. Like that Umbreon EX. I bet that's like 50 and a 10. Here we are. Here's Executor. All right. Mr. Stop, you're hurting my stomach. Here's Festival Grounds, Espeon Pheasantipity, and here's Raoulu, Glass Trumpet, and Atticus. There we go. We came here for peace. Mr. with the roast. Yeah, I told him he needs to get help. Exactly. If he was serious about wanting, you know, treating whatever sadness he has to just go do what you're supposed to do to go get help. All right. Very nice. All right. It sounds, you got to be careful, because guys put together this thing I call a functional story. And when they got that functional story put together, that's how they get their girlfriend. So you got to be careful about that kind of stuff. All right. So let's see. Atticus, Executor, Umbreon, Pikachu, Pika! Wow. Well, I like the two Umbreons and the Pikachu. I don't know about anything else. But I thought this round was pretty decent, actually, because the EX is the Umbreon. You got a nice little Executor and the Golden Pikachu. The pull rate on this was pretty good. Congratulations, Mr. Josh. Let me grab your bag. All right. Wait to ship till the Victini comes back. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Shouldn't be too long. Can't wait for them to announce the grades. I hope somebody got a 10 in that order. If even one of you guys got a 10, it's going to be huge. Every single one of those cards in that order was a big card. Let's see. Did you need a new bag? You didn't need a new bag, right? Aha! Here we are. Ooh. There you go. There we go. If I ever have a daughter, whenever she gets old enough to date boys, if she ever brings her boyfriend over, I'm going to do that move that all fathers do, where they fold their arms up, like they cross their arms and look at the boyfriend angrily. That's what I'm going to do. I swear to God, I'll do that move. That'll be me 100%. Who's this dirtbag? Get him out of my house. All right, what do we got next? Because men know men. Steven Gonzalez, one PRB2 box. You got it, man. Let me go get a whole bunch of PRB2s. By the way, we're opening a fresh case of PRB2, okay? Haha, I've returned. Ooh. So, one box of these. Okay, that is the beginning of the fresh case. The first pack, the first box. Sarah says, don't tell me that. If he doesn't pull a manga out of here, that means the next box has the manga. Here's the Magikarp. That's a nice yellow deck Magikarp right there. Ooh, fancy. Here's Gyarados. He's 6'8" and 160. Wow, fat, dude. You gotta lose some weight. Okay, ready? Brandon's saying my smirk is stuck. We're gonna snip this. Okay, very snipped. Tell him to get into sales. Tell him to go make some real money. There you go. Tell him to do the music on the side. All right. Ready. Here goes. Snip. Gonna snip this. Ladies. I don't always understand the strategy with dating a musician anyways. You know, so for me, I would much rather date a computer scientist because those guys are going to make bank, dude. I don't know if that's still true, but that was true when I was in college, whatever it was, 12 years ago. It's been a while. We're getting closer to the dawn of AI taking over everything, which I am so ready for, man. Bring on the AI. Bring it. I want the AI. But, so, here's the point. You date a musician, right? It's only going two ways. 99.99% of all musicians will fail. So you're going to be broke. You're going to be paying for his dream. And he's going to be like, thank you, babe. He's going to do the broke boyfriend hug on you. And it's going to give you the ick. Hey, could you buy these Pokemons for me, babe? Thank you, babe. So he's going to be broke. 99.99% of them will be broke because they'll fail. Because that's how many musicians fail. Virtually all of them. Or he will succeed. He will be a big artist. A lot of people are going to love his music. He beat the AI. AI is making music now. So number two, he succeeds. If he succeeds, he will ditch you so fast. You will be ditched in a half second. You'll be the girl from before he was rich and famous. And he will pick a new girlfriend based on his new status. That's exactly what will happen. You will be ditched and he will pick a new girlfriend based on his hyper success music. Right? The music just kind of works that way. Either nobody knows who the hell you are. Maybe you're like a weekend band kind of guy. You make a couple hundreds here and there. Or your music does become popular and famous, and now everyone wants your sperm or something. I don't know. They want to jump in your pants. They're like, hey, give me that master Diglett that you got in there that created this beautiful sounding music. So it's one or the other. And so as a partner to date, red flag, dude. Red, deep red flag. I wouldn't come near a musician if you paid me to. I wouldn't go near one. I'd be like, no, thank you. I'm not looking for a roller coaster. I'm looking to have a normal life. Here we are. Let's see. How fast do I want to be cheated on? Nurse. What are the top cheaters? Nurse, bank investor, musician. Cop, maybe. I don't know. Military wife. Let's see. I'll check all three. How fast do I want to get cheated on? Ooh. All right. He's too cute. No. Oh, he is definitely, we are. Ta-da. Okay, very good. Very nice. If you want a handsome man, he can't be too handsome. There has to be some flaw or something. Yes. If you want a successful man, it's the same deal. He can't be 6'8", 160 pounds. I find it funny you brought up the weight. She's mentioning the weight to let us all know not only is he tall, but he's skinny. Whoa. All right. Well, I didn't realize he was such a catch. You got to go for that. 6'8" and 160. Actually, that's quite skinny if you think about it. 160 is very thin. Here we are. You might need to eat some hamburgers. Isn't that what they say? You're so skinny. Look at your wrist. All right. There we go. CEO astronomer. Yeah, exactly. The CEO. But be careful if they work at astronomer. If you are a male military guy, good luck on your marriage. Mr. Roasting nurses now. Hey, man, the data doesn't lie on the nurses, man. We are. All right. Whew. I'm getting my nurse degree tomorrow. HR manager. He ain't ditching nothing. He got shot. He can't eat because he's still crying about being shot 15 years ago. Who got shot? Taking a drink there. All right. So Miss Sarah. Wait. Mr. Steven, I mean. Here are your polls, Mr. Steven. Ooh. All right. For you guys who open this, how do you prefer it? Do you like the SR sleeved, or do you just like it all to just be one big pile like this? Let's go grab a bag. Everybody cheating out here. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We are. Yeah. If you take enough school subjects, you'll run into some dopey person who says that. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We are. Did I tell you guys the story about the one time I cheated in, it was community college, actually. Did I tell you that story? It was biology. Who remembers that story? It was college biology 1, and oh my God, it was difficult. And I was expecting like a B. I worked very, very hard before the test, as I often do. I was a pretty typical B student. I got B's all day long. B's here, B's there. Occasionally I got an A, but occasionally I got a C as well. So they balanced. So I got an A here, a C there, lots of B's. So I was a B student. And I'm taking this really tough biology course, and it's time to take the test. I'm a little nervous because it was a freaking sophisticated course. I mean, I was really shocked. I didn't think biology would be one of my most difficult courses, but man, they don't joke around with it, man. It is tough. They're like talking about genome sequencing and R proteins and all this crap, and I'm like, I don't know all this stuff. But so there was a whole bunch of that, and it gets super, super technical, and it's time to take the test. And the test is this gigantic, and I mean gigantic, it was like a 250 ABCD questionnaire. That's what it was. And each question was huge, and it was like a 3-hour test. It was like this massive test, and it's the final. So this is the final, and it's very important that I get a good grade on the final. And I sit next to this girl, and she's a Chinese girl. She was cute, and I was just sitting next to her to take the test. And she opens up her little translation device, and guess what she does? She does not use the translation device to translate the questions. She uses the translation device because it connects directly to the internet. So she literally asked the answer to every question. And because I have very sharp eyesight, guess what I did? I just read her computer the whole time. Boop, 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 boop. Guess who got an A in biology? Your homeboy did. I got an A because I sat down next to the right student. That was it. I probably would have gotten a B, maybe a C. Again, sometimes I get C's. But that course was an A. And that was unplanned. I did not expect that because she had been in the course the whole time, but I'd never really looked at her computer. It's just this little small device. It's got like a round screen, and it's a translation device. And she was cheating. She was just hardcore cheating all the way. I was like, all right, I'm in it too. I'm in it to win it. I am in it to win it. Why not? So that was a test I was, stress studying for before it began. And when it started up and I saw her typing in the exact question into the Google search bar, and I said, oh shit, that's the Google search bar, bro. When I saw that and she pulled up the exact answer and then she scribbled in, B or whatever, right? I was like, all right, it's B. So I did that whole test. I just copied every single one of her questions, and that was it. I got it. That was the end of it. I suppose part of the weakness of that test is that it was a questionnaire, the ABCD multiple choice. So, those tests are very easy to cheat on. If you had to give answers in your own words in writing, those are harder to cheat on. Everybody cheating out here. Yo, SR sleeved. Good night, everyone. Have a nice night, Emily. Punet Square scared me, and now I'm afraid of cubes. Scarred you? Mister was big cheating. Your whole life a lie, mister. Maybe. Confi a bit. Well, I wasn't going to school to get a degree in biology, so I didn't even feel bad about it. Okay, so I'm a kind of principled kind of person, but sometimes you cheat on your school. But when it comes to a degree, I wasn't even going to school for biology, so why do I care about biology? It was so annoying. I didn't care what, I wasn't going to do anything with that subject. You just had to take it, because that's how college works. College makes you take courses you have no interest in. You're not going to apply for any biology jobs, and you just have to take the course because they tell you have to. So I didn't feel guilty. I was like, you guys are the ones. And I paid for that too. It's like the school squeezed me for money. So they got paid, whether I got an A or B or C, they got paid. I'm never going to do a job with biology, so no one cares if I'm good at biology. I didn't feel guilty at all about it. Taihua, slab away payment. You got it, Mr. Taihua? All right, Mr. Taihua. Let's see. I did not feel bad about it at all. I didn't even want to take the course. Let's see. So you're going to go to 530. 530 remains. Once a cheater, always a cheater. No! Let's see. Mr. Effing up the curve. Oh, yeah. The curve. There was a teacher in my university that curved the grade. Like almost every single class, he curved the grade. It was a computer science professor, and the courses were very difficult. And he was kind of not a good professor. And I almost feel like he knew that. And so he would say, everyone got a C, huh? Well, it's a B now. That's what he would do. Gabriel Gallegos, Pokemon Go break, remaining slab away balance. What? What's going on? Oh, I see. So you want 2 spots in the Pokemon Go break. That's a coin toss for you, Gabriel. That's a 50% odds. Good luck in there, man. I'm currently a med student, and I could not stand the fact I had to take history and geography. Right. They kind of pad your GPA, but they're totally irrelevant to your job. Totally irrelevant. So if you cheated in those courses to get a better grade, it would not affect your student or your patient at work. And so similarly for me, since I knew I was not interested in biology. I never was. So I knew since I wasn't going to apply for a biology job, it just didn't matter if I knew this stuff. And that's how schools work right now. I think it's a very outdated mode. I think they do it. You could argue they do it to broaden your knowledge, or that they do it to introduce you to something you didn't know you liked. But, on the other hand, then they put their hand out and say, that'll be $5,000 and you're 18 years old. So to me, it's a hustle. It's a scam. It's a scam. And you're forced to accept it because the school just does it that way, and no one's standing up to the school, I guess. But to me, that's a scam. If I'm in school for a computer science degree and you're forcing me to take biology and I don't want to work on biology, I know I don't want to work on it because I don't care. Like, I cared about physics. I cared about like rockets, robots, and energy. Like dinosaurs and stuff. I'm a guy. So I didn't care. It's girls. Girls always like the aquatic stuff, and they like the biology, right? Girls always like marine biology. Every girl takes marine biology. So, it wasn't for me, but I had to take it anyways, and it was just very frustrating. So no, I didn't feel bad about striking luck, striking gold, and happened to be sitting next to the cheating Asian student, the cute cheating Asian girl. I should have said hi to her, but I was already in a relationship, so that wouldn't make any sense. I love marine biology. Whoa. School is taxed socialization. Yeah, that is something I've said too. Public schools are basically just a gigantic socialist product these days. When it's so obvious that school does not promise you a high-paying job, everyone's just forced to go to essentially daycare, waste all this taxpayer money, and come out with skills that are not as good as the skills they're learning in other countries, and you still have to go to college anyways, and you're not going to get a high-paying high school degree anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. You have to go off to college, and now they want free college too, and it's just, it's a big money drain. It's a big money drain. Half this stuff is stuff that children have access to online. If you want to learn, you can learn. You're not stopped from learning, guys. If you want to learn physics, you do not need a college degree. You can go learn physics. It's all available. And so the real point of college and school is to force people to learn it, I suppose, or at least to suggest that you must be forced to learn it. All right, so let's see. Yep, everyone can learn it. There's nothing holding you back. You can go learn all the calculus. You can learn all the physics. You can learn all the biology. You can buy all the same books a college student can buy. So there's nothing holding you back at all. There we go. Take a little picture of that. How much is the Go Break? The Go Break just finished. It's a $40 break, and it just finished. We could run another one if we wanted. I don't mind it. Pokemon Go. You can buy Pokies and learn physics on YouTube. You can 100% do that. Nothing will stop you. And so schools are very interesting because what you do is you sit down and they tell you you have to go read a book. And then you go, oh, that's it? And then you do. You go and you sit down and you read a book. Okay, so Gabriel, let's get that remaining balance. Mr. Gabriel. I have 2 degrees. And I sell Pokemon cards now. I don't use either degree. How ridiculous is that? Okay. Now, wait a second. So, Gabriel, you said Pokemon Go break remaining on slab away balance. You sent 94. And then after that, you said the last Pokemon Go break. I think I'm understanding your order a little bit better now. What you were doing is you were paying off the card. Here it is. In the previous order, you're paying it off, and then you were buying the last spot in Pokemon Go anyways. Okay, let's go looking for your card real fast. I got you, man. I like talking about education. It's a fascinating subject. You guys like talking about that? What do you guys want to talk about? Talk about anything you guys want. I don't care. Larry Ellis, Tamilo, Grant, Morgan, Winston, Amam. Anything interesting in the news? You want to talk about something Pokemon related? I'll talk about Pokemon related stuff. Still looking for you. Jack Gabriel. Haha. Reading is for liberals. All these liberals think that that college is better than Donald Trump. Whoa! Look at that. You spent thousands on school. You could have bought Doggy Girl. EU and Trump reach 15% tariff deal. Yeah, apparently it was a good deal for the United States. That was what I read in the news. And that it didn't really make sense because the EU didn't get that much from it. So I don't really know if there's a good reason for that. I don't know. Here we are. Maybe there's a European leader in the Epstein files, and Trump kept the Epstein files hidden, and so they reached the deal as a result of that. Have you thought of that? Because I said maybe it's blackmail, or maybe it's like part of a trade deal. Like, hey, we'll keep this quiet, and then you can do a good trade deal with us. I know that sounds far-fetched, but you never know. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Gabriel. That was one of my theories, is that maybe he's using it as leverage because there was an expensive person on that list. Read my mind, mister. The new Mega Evolutions are not good. Are there more? I haven't seen more of them. Mega cards when? Here's a Mega card. That's Mega Blastoise right there. This is an airplane card. Anapex or something like that. Anapair. Let's see. Imagine going through 500 applicants and having to test them all instead of seeing if they have a degree and then having to test that small part of them. I understand your sentiment about college and university. I agree that a lot of people should take more profitable, but there is one point I think you're missing. When hiring someone, checking if they have a certified degree is much less meticulous than trying to have a test every single one of them when having a job interview. There is probably some degree of truth to that. I think that is that conversation is a nuanced conversation. I think that a lot of people go for easy to obtain degrees. They go into very heavy debt for that. I had an Uber driver. I've told this story before. I had an Uber driver. He had $70,000 of college degree debt. $70,000 because he went to a nice college in St. Louis. And he was driving me in the Uber, which means he failed to make any money with that degree. He got a degree in communications. So the college let this 18-year-old guy go $70,000 in debt, which was even a lot more money back then than it is today. And now he is driving for Uber. So, got to fix that. Whatever that is, got to fix that problem. That can't be happening. Maybe it should have been a $20,000 degree. Even that's a lot. Or maybe that major should be rolled in with a general business major. I don't know. But he failed with that degree. Maybe it's his fault. I don't know. But, obviously the businesses received his degree and said, nah. So businesses aren't necessarily receiving some degrees and going, you're in, you got a degree? Now we know you're good. Come right in, you got a degree, bro. Hey. And part of that's probably because everyone's got a degree now. And they've got tons of student debt. Tons of student debt. They're all, I don't know, they've all got certain personalities after coming out of college too. Here it is. All right, there's Psyduck. They're desperate. They got massive student loan. They're expecting high pay. I've got a degree. That means I'm worth more. You have to pay me more. And I've got this debt I have to pay off. Don't you be a greedy corporation. I learned all about greedy corporations in school. So corporations might not actually love all degrees. That's my point. Ryan is next. Mr. Ryan. 1 Gem 2 box, 3 live customs, 1 EV Heroes, and shipping. Whoa, that's a big order. All right, Mr. Ryan, and is it Maisie? Ryan Maisie. Is it Massey? Maisie? All right, here goes. 3 live customs. You ready? I thought the break was out. Oh, Ryan, before your turn, the Pokemon Go break finished. Hold on, let's get that done. Sorry, Ryan, I don't mean to give you blue balls there. That's right, you're right, this finished. Okay, so that is the Pokemon Go break going off, everybody. All right, so 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. All right. Hope you guys are having a fantastic overnight stream. If you're enjoying the stream, let me know, okay? Takes a lot of energy to host this sometimes. Instead of curling up under the warm bed sheets with your sexy wife. They're so blue now. No! I couldn't become a med student without my undergrad degree, but I have 2 close friends that never went to college and are making more than 60, 70,000. Sure. Well, you know, if Alexis wanted to work like 40 hours a week with me and do like tons of things, she could make a killing with the cards, man. It's just up to her. And she doesn't need a degree for that either. This job doesn't require a degree. So let that sink in. So Brandon said 2. Here you go. 1, 2. Okay. When I was looking for people to work with me, I was looking for people who did not go to college. Just because I want somebody with very little debt. I don't want you to feel pressure to pay off a huge debt, you know? That's no good. All right? So if you came in with a fancy degree, I say, oh no, this person's got a degree. We're not interested in that. And so I bet people have never thought of that your degree might actually exclude you from some jobs. Can I get a number? I have a PhD in Pokeology. Mr. Brandon, you guessed it last time. Let's get another guy. Hey, mister, any giveaways tonight? Yes, we do have a giveaway tonight. I promise. Your situation is 1 out of a million. That's not true. There's a lot of people involved in Pokemon right now. There's a lot of people. There's more than one person. Whipple says 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right. And there's an awful lot of YouTubers. There's an awful lot of people that just started a small business, right? But maybe you're fair to point out that it's not common. Maybe it's a bit more rare. Here it is. Sarah. Ooh, Sarah. Sarah picking up the star card. That goes to Miss Salatusababy. Okay. Andrew A. Martin. That's it. That's the hit. Oh, man. That means Gabriel's going to hit the brunt of this. Oh, no. That's exactly what I was talking about. I'm sorry, Gabriel. There you go. You got the one last night, and then you got a cold one this time, so I guess it evens out a little bit, huh? All right. Right. I got to make a fresh binder break, speaking of which. I'm sorry, man. I was rooting for you, too. See, mister, you should have let me choose number 2 again. I like it better when it's like 2 different people. I think that's a good thing to have 2 different people. All right. Okay. So that goes to Andrew Martin. Is Andy here? Yes, he is. And this goes to Sarah. So, Sarah, you've got the star card. Let's see. Where's the star Pokemon card? It's going to be this one. No, it's... Oh, I know what it is. It's got the sun on it, doesn't it? Got a sun on it. There it is. Ah, so there it is, Miss Sarah. And here's your bag. And here's the bag of names. So the Carddass starters is down to just 2 spots now. This has 2 spots and it's over. It's Morbin time, in other words. There it is. So this is up to 5 out of 7. Almost done. Is Tammy here? Does she want to record? I guess everybody's here, actually. Andy's here. Sarah Dusenberry's here and Gabriel's here, so I don't even think we need to record this one. All the information's there. So, Andy, we're opening this right away? Mr. always says, oh, man, when I win. Oh, yeah, I was just feeling bad for Mr. Gabriel. He went deep, man. He paid for half your box. You should say thanks. You don't have to, actually. But we do like it. We do like good sportsmanship amongst people. And for me, I don't really care who wins. Because for me, I'm just a spectator. And it's like if you're watching the marbles or the cookie crumble or something like that, and it's just kind of fun to watch them fall certain ways, you know. Here we are. All right. Basically, I feel like God, and I'm just watching the outcome. Here we are. Let's see. Okay. Hey, what's up, Tokimon? How's it going, man? He says, rip cheese. What happened to cheese? Is he okay? Here's Andrew Martin. We're going to grab this box. Okay. Ooh. Tossing that over there. I'm going to start opening it. Snip. I'm teasing. I appreciate everyone that plays. I earn more than a few. Oh, yeah. Toss that over there. Tossing that. Grab this. All right. Okay. I bet there's a Mewtwo in it. There's an alternative art Mewtwo in this set, but that's not the chase pull. The chase pull is actually the Ditto. there is a Ditto in here. Okay, grab that. Throwing these dividers away. Andy as Lord Farquaad. Some of you may pay, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Some of you may die. All right. So there's your full art Mewtwo. After this, we're going to take care of Mr. Ryan. Okay. Where's Cheese? Cheese was a former moderator for me. He and I had some creative differences, and we kind of argued over it. And I said, well, you know, can't be moderator then. So Cheese isn't with us anymore. That happened like almost a year ago, it feels like. So it's been some time, Mr. Tokimon. Here we are. All right. In hindsight, maybe Cheese just shouldn't have been a moderator. I don't know why I did that. It is. But being a moderator is dangerous business, okay? So if you ever want to be moderator, you just have to keep that in mind. Okay, here's Slowpoke. Here's Dragonite. Oh. Here's Xatu, Zapdos. Not even Wensleydale? Not even Wensleydale. Is it Wensleydale? Is that the word for the cheese? Here's Zapdos and Moltres. Oh, those look good. Here's Lure Model. Mr. It's Your Fault Cheese left. Cheese and I had a falling out, a very important one, and so yeah, I'm afraid that's how it goes. Tossing that. All right. I don't know if I spelled it right. Never had it though. There you go. Okay. Anthony 49 Rip. I don't even know who that is. Anthony. Was he also a mod? I don't remember. Anthony 49. That name's vaguely memorable. Was he the guy that was always shouting? Can you do your best Leonhardt impression? Energy. Oh, look at this, guys. We did it. We are. Bloody Mary. Mary's still here. Mary, you're talking about Mary Katayama or whatever her name is? That's definitely not her real name, right? Mary's still here. Oh, is this the Numel? That's not the Ditto. It felt like it. Weird, it felt thicker. All right, Leonhardt, we're a community. Here comes the chat therapists that are going to try and fix Mr.'s blanked up social life. What are you talking about, messed up social life? Here's Gyarados, Blastoise. Here we go. And Blanche and Melmetal. All right. Numel, Blastoise. Don't summon Mary. Yeah, Mary hangs out like all the time. Here we go. All right. Tossing this over here. All right. Placing this over here. Very nice. Harry Mary. No Alex tonight. No Alex tonight. This is Melmetal, Charizard, Mewtwo, Blussy. No Ditto in here, man. That Ditto. There's so few of them graded 10. There you go, Mr. Andy. Okay, set this here. All right, Andy Man. Ugh. Andrew, Anthony, Anwen, Andrea. No. Your name would be, this one. I was looking for a bag that said Andy Man on it. There it goes. I think Anthony 49 was a guy who talked in all caps. I'm trying to remember. Thanks, mister. Thanks, ETB Breakers. Set this over here. All right. Now, Mr. Ryan, 1 Gem 2 box, 3 live customs, 1 Eevee Heroes. You ready? Here goes. We've got a 1, a 2, oh, and a 3. Very nice. All right. What do we got here? 100 Houndoom 10. Houndoom 10. We pulled that out of the live customs. Wow, nice shot, man. Okay, you ready? Houndoom. Let's see. Let's see. That was the live customs, right? Aha! Whoa! That's nice, dude. Wow. Wow, that is really nice. Mister, any hot slabs? We always got slabs, man. We got slabs on rotation all the time. And we put hot slabs in the live customs and Poke Shuffle, too. Look at that. That's a live custom pull right there. Ryan, look at that. Look at the snipe on that, guys. Oh my gosh, it's making me hungry. Man, that is so nice looking. I got to get more of those graded. Wow, man. Ooh, I wonder how well that set's going to do over time. You know, I actually bought 3 more cases of Destined Rivals because I happen to be a Team Rocket card collector fan. So I'm just buying a little extra of that to hold in the long term, whether it does good or bad. There we go. Rip Dr. Ran Respect. Dr. Ran? Is that somebody that was here? Are you talking about Ran M? I don't even know who you're talking about now. There you are. Here's Ho-Oh. Here's... Let's see. Ran DP, the Scandi guy that always ramps up Mr's political discourse. Many people. Rand's not gone. What are you talking about? Rand's still part of our community. The way Ran M works, he comes in like once a month, says hi to everyone, and then just bops off. Last time he was in, he was talking about working on a degree, I'm pretty sure. And then DP. So DP Fitness, he left a long time ago. He left over a year ago. He actually stopped in just recently, said hi to us all, said he missed us all, kind of explained he was spending too much money with us. So that's what he said. So DP stopped in, said hi. We miss him. We wish he would hang out more. He doesn't have to buy stuff, but we do miss him. He was a really funny guy. But I think he might have gotten in trouble with his wife. So that's my suspicion. And the Scandi guy. Are you talking about Average Player? You might be talking about Average Player. He was a real young guy. He went off to college. So that's what he did. Average Player went off to college. He and I still talk. He actually works with me. Did you know that? He does a little job for me. And he and I talk in private every now and then. You are? All right, Star Wars. Where are all the lurkers? He's working on his fitness. Just like me. I'm an undercover mod. What? Wow, does Cardconomist know about this? 1 Gem 2, 1 EV Heroes box. Let's go grab the Gem 2 box. I'm going to go grab that from behind me. Is it behind me? Yes. Oh, yeah. Tell DP I've been looking for him. Rip CS Man. CS Man, he was a buyer from Korea, and he spent money with us like 3 years ago almost, but he was a big buyer 3 years ago. But you know why he quit, right? He was getting out of Pokemon. He contacted me, and he wanted to sell back most of his Pokemon cards to me. And I think he said his father was like a CEO of like a car company, which is why he had so much money. So he told me his father was like a CEO. And yeah, he was opening cards with us as far back as Cosmic Eclipse. That was like a full 3 years ago. That's from a long, long time ago. We are. He stopped in once before, but that was like a year ago. CS Man. Here's Shanks. He was getting out of that. He actually tried selling me shoes one time. CS Men wanted to do a trade for shoes for Pokemon, and I was like, I don't do shoes. Okay, and here's Togepi. Dave Charmander. Yeah, Dave Charmander. I don't think many people here will remember Dave Charmander. That was a guy who popped in, basically wanted to do nothing but fight with everybody. He fought. He just wanted to fight. And he got real nasty, and then he got banned. And he was one of the guys who in the past sent me some really nasty messages. That guy was awful. He had an anger problem or something. Okay, we're going to place this under here. I'm going to place all these to my left. Do you think Destined Rivals will drop in value after they mass reprint it? Possibly, yeah. I think so. I mean, especially as we get into like new hot sets. It's a great set overall, but it's only a Mewtwo set. So it's not a Charizard set, and it's not an Umbreon set. So you have to be careful about how you think about Destined Rivals. It's got a couple really desirable cards. Misty Psyduck comes to mind, but that's not, it's not insane artwork. The Gloria Team Rocket Mewtwo is in that set, and it's cool, but it's a Mewtwo card. Mewtwo never does that well. Also, I think it's not even as good as the Shining Legends Mewtwo. So I think that the Destined Rivals set is more like a B or A- kind of set, but I'm just buying a lot of it because I like Team Rocket. No other reason. I just happen to like Team Rocket. And the Houndoom's good. The Cynthia's Garchomp is very good. Rocket Moltres, Rocket Nidoking, Rocket Crobat, those are all neat. But yeah, it's a very limited set when it comes to hot pulls. There's a good Blaziken in it. He's not bad, but Blaziken, you know, he's just Blaziken. It wasn't Rocket's Blaziken. Now, if it was Rocket's Blaziken, that would make it cooler. And so there's definitely some limitations. There's also the Ethan Typhlosion and the Ethan Ho-Oh. So those are all right, but those aren't like, again, they're not Charizard. And so this set will be very limited. Desert Rivals will not be, it will not be like Evolving Skies, you know? It's not comparable to Evolving Skies. Rocket's Mattress XY has been popping. I've submitted a bunch of my EX Megas for grading, even some played ones. Mister, do you think Chilling Reign is undervalued? Chilling Reign's cool. It's got the shiny Snorlax, and it's got the Galarian Moltres, which I'm a very big fan of that artwork. But then it also has the very popular Blaziken VMAX. That being said, again, it's not a Charizard set, it's not a Gengar set, it's not an Umbreon set. It's okay. It's going to do like as well as some of the other good sets in that time period, like Silver Tempest. So it's going to do okay. It might do better than Silver Tempest, but it's not going to be like $1 billion set. All right. Ryan, box of Gem 2, are you ready? Let's get it. Ryan Massey. Let's get it. Emily says, I'm back. Okay. I've been watching Mister for 4 years. When another ripping shipper was talking bad about him, turns out the guy that was talking bad was actually a bad guy, and he ripped off his customers while Mister remains. Yeah, we're going strong, man. We start year 7 in November. November is year 7, guys. Year 7. Been a crazy time. I got a lot of people who remember me now from the past. I helped them get hold of Pokemon cards that some of them held on to, and now they're coming back and saying, bro, you know, I got those XY cards from you, I got those Sun and Moon era cards from you, those Sword and Shield era cards, and now they're all triple in price, and they're like, I can't believe it. And I'm like, yep. So it feels good. You know, if I charged people a fee for opening cards here live or doing breaks, and then all their cards fell in value over time over the last 6 years, I'd feel pretty bad. But what's really going on, people who bought cards here and held them did very well. If you bought cards here and sold them, you missed out. And that's kind of what happened. But the whole time I was saying you should buy and hold Pokemon cards. And when you turn out to be right about that, something like that, it's a good thing in the long run, you know? People remember that. So here's Eevee Master Ball. It's a situation where I put my money where my mouth is. I wasn't just saying that. I was practicing it. I got a lot of Pokemon cards, and they all just doubled in price this last year. And so I'm in a happy, you know, place myself. And I'm probably just going to keep working on collectibles. I think collectibles are what humans do when they got lots of money and there's nothing left to do, you know? You already got a nice home, you already got a Sea-Doo, you've already got a car, you've already got a wife and kids or whatever, you already got your degree. There's nothing left to do in life except for go traveling and collect things. And so Pokemon cards are one of those things you could collect. I happen to think they're one of the best collectibles, and they're undefeated because everyone played the games when they were kids, watched the TV shows, or even just collected. Maybe they just collected, but most likely you played the games. And, oh, picking up an AR. Look at that. A good one, too. Ryan is looking well-centered. All right, that's the point of opening these. Look at this Eevee, man. Beautiful. Big 50, all love. Dang, man, you've been here a long time, too, right? 50, what's that divided by 12? Isn't that 4 years and 2 months? Man, that's a long time. It's a long time. Here's Flareon. I pulled Full Art Mega Rayquaza with you like a year ago. It's tripled in like 6 months. Yeah, you're lucky you didn't sell because some people thought Pokemon cards are crashing. Therefore, I better liquidate and sell everything. And, you know, that's people's gut reaction. But sometimes you got to be a little psychopath and just believe in it or something. And that's it. Or you have to think about it a long time and be like, you know, I think these are simply underpriced. It is. And it's hard to do that, man. And I was selling some of my nice cards, but never the very, very, very top cards because I still wanted them. And I told myself, these are just way too rare. You just can't sell these. They're way too rare. And so I'm very lucky to have made that decision to hold on to it, so much of it. I'm sad I even sold a decent chunk of my XY product because I built up a nice big supply of it. And I said, I got lots of it. Why don't we sell some of this? God. If I knew the XY era product was going to like times 5 in a year, I wouldn't have sold 1 penny of it. I would have held on to all of it. But here's where we are at now. All right. Well, we got a gift from Tokimon. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Here we are. Hey, did you know this, Tokimon? We got a little donations list, and we're keeping track of the donations each month. So this time that you made a little donation, we can actually go write it down. Watch this. See? July donations. So we write a little Pokemon on. How nice is that? Hello. All right. Legend CA looks like it's generating value for original XY era cards. We'll have to see. Who knows how it all plays out. I don't have a lot of faith in Pokemon's game quality these days, but I hope it does very well. When Legends ZA comes out, I'll get myself a Switch 2, and we'll play some Legends ZA live, okay? Play some Legends ZA live. Sun and Moon era is flying, which is crazy, seeing as though it was only 6 years ago. Sadly, I sold through a case of Sun and Moon Cosmic Eclipse. I shouldn't have done that either. And I sold through a whole bunch of XY evolutions. All big mistakes. Should have been holding all those. But you can't predict the future perfectly. And I have a nice fat stack of booster cases anyways. You know, if I did sell through those back then, I just took that money and rolled it over into a Pokemon card. So it's like the money didn't go anywhere. But yeah, those were all solid investments. I didn't have to do that. Okay. We are looking for EV Heroes. It's all woulda, coulda, shoulda. When all the cards shoot up in price, you go, what did I do? I should have held all of it. You know who's definitely swimming in money? Man, that Rudy guy, Alpha Investments, that guy's rich for sure. That guy's probably rich, Rudy. How wealthy is that guy? That guy's sitting on whole warehouses of cards. My God. Lost Thunder prices are also up. Nice. Lost Thunder didn't have an alt art in it, but it did have a nice rainbow Lugia, but lacking an alt art really held it back. Golden Boy, these people buying these cards have more money than we could ever imagine. Trust me. Golden Boy. How fast is it moving off your shelf now? The more expensive a product gets, the harder it is to move. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it costs more money, definitely. It takes longer when it costs more money. But it's still in demand. That's the important thing. So somebody will buy it. It just might take a longer time. But yeah, people still want it. You know, people's pay went up over all these years. After COVID, we had a massive problem with inflation, right? That's just part of our history now. We had a massive inflation event. And then as a result, all these companies are charging a lot more money for their products. And then workers demanded more pay. So everyone, you know, fast food workers, before COVID, many of them were paid like $8 an hour. Now it's like $15 an hour. They have double money. So inflation alone was going to drive up the price of these products. Inflation by itself will cause products the government can't print. They will go up. As long as they're in demand, they will go up in price. All right. I don't see anyone ordering XY or Evolving Skies from Mr. Well, that's on purpose, Golden Boy. I removed them from my menu. I removed them. Yeah, they're off the menu. We sold an XY Ancient Origins for $160 yesterday, and that was a commission card. And then we do have one XY product. Let me show you real fast. Here it is, the XY Ancient Origins. And it's $200 a pack. And it looks like we got about 16-ish packs sold, okay? So there's still time to jump on this. That's I'm calling it a vintage box break. You don't have to call it vintage. You can call it middle era or whatever you wish. Out of print era, I don't know. But that's the XY era Ancient Origins break. Jump in there for a chance to pull some of the most exciting cards from the XY era, including that Lugia, including the Primal Groudon is in that set. There's an awesome Darkrai in that set. There's a Mega Tyranitar. There's a Mega Ampharos. There's a Mega, is it Latios? I can't remember everyone. I can't remember all the cards. There's a Mega Kyogre. There is so many good cards in that set. There's this, what is it called? Ancient, is it called Ancient Art? I think it's called Ancient Art. There's that full art looking Gyarados. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, man. I want one of those pretty bad. I didn't know you took them off. Exactly. I took all of them off. I had a feeling in my gut to take off all the XY product. I had a gut instinct. And my guts are so good at this over the years, guys. Do you remember when I took all that stuff off? It was before the big price change. So the XY era product was in the extended menu. And then one day I just took them all off and people were like, hey, where's the XY product? I said, I removed it. You can't buy it anymore. And it had not changed in price yet. But I just had this gut instinct that said, do not sell any more of this. It's just about to double. And that's exactly what happened. It doubled. And so, it would have been a mistake to sell any of it. You don't want to sell. There's this concept in my mind about how Pokemon cards work, where I believe Pokemon cards work kind of like this. So you've got the years, might be like 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right, and here's a graph. So I have a concept in my mind about how cards go up in value that looks kind of like this. They kind of go up in this sort of pattern like this. And then there's some kind of event that occurs, like right here maybe. And then the card does this, like that. And so you got all this time period to buy product. And once it spikes upward, you're out of time. And you especially do not want to sell right here. This is the don't sell line. So my brain's always wondering when we're hitting this curve. My brain's calculating that curve. It's saying, are we there? Is this the curve? And I pulled those XY products off the menu right on time, man. Perfect timing. There you go. All right. Here goes. Mr. Ryan, one EV Heroes box. Let's get it. Remember the girl I told you about? She was showing me her Pokemon cards and casually pulled out full art Lugia with no sleeve or anything. Crazy. Okay, Mr. Are both the Togepis 8.5? Yes, sir. There were two. Curve the bullet. Yeah. There are two Togepis. They're both 8.5. All right. We're opening up some EV Heroes. Very popular Korean set on the menu. Surprisingly affordable. Yes, you can pull a Moonbryon out of here. Moonbryon is in this set. Okay, here's Sylveon. We'd love to pull one for you. If you pull one, we'll clip it. Still a major card to this day. Umbreon. I think I got two of those Umbreons. One for me, one for you guys to sell in the future. Okay. Here's this guy. Ooh, fix that. Okay, cold. Oh, Ryan is doing so well tonight. Ryan, man, he placed a big $314 order, but you know what? It worked out perfectly. He pulled the Houndoom out of the live customs. He pulled this Leafeon out of the EV Heroes. And the Gem 2 gave him EV AR. Perfect. Perfect. So there we are. So I think you're doing very well on this, Mr. Ryan. All right. Let's go. Yeah, Ryan did well on his order. If we could only all be this lucky. Here's a Raichu. Raichu! I think I'm running out of this product, actually. The EV Heroes. That, or maybe I'm just... Nope. Sorry about that. I don't think there's anything good in them at this point anyways. What's poppin'? Hey, how's it going, Troy? Rudy is big rich. That guy has to have like 20, 30, 40 million. I don't know how much he has, but you see those mountains of cases he's got behind him. And so he's like, he's like a crypto bro, and he invested into collectibles, not into crypto. And that was the move. That was the move. That was very good. It worked. It works because people want to collect. That's why. Collecting is the thing to do with your money. All right. If people didn't want to collect, it wouldn't work. Collecting is relevant. All right. Okay. I priced all my sale products, eBay listing at crazy high prices so they wouldn't sell. Now, 6 months later, the listings are selling because the high prices are considered normal now. Crazy. Here we are. Okay, here's Sylveon. Sylveon. Okay. So here is your Leafy Blown. And here is your Eevee. And look at this, guys. And here is your Houndoom. So he pulled this tonight. What a nice order, man. That's lucky. So his collection's looking sexier now. That's how that works. Brand new whip just hopped in. Ryan, did you already have a bag? Let's see if you already had a bag, guys. Okay. I want to be lucky. That's the thing about luck. It doesn't happen all the time. It just happens sometimes. Let's see. Looks like we're getting you a fresh bag. Is that right? Looks like we are. Okay. I dream of Victini. Ooh, Victini. I hear he's about to grade 10. Okay, grab this. Man, PSA, they're tougher now. I'm scared of them. I don't think so. Paid for shipping too. Yes. Here you go, Mr. Ryan. Okay. We have this waifu break. Notably, nobody has jumped into that waifu break. Pretty wild. Okay, so Ryan, we're going to go ahead and check our shipping software to see if we've shipped you before. Looks like we have shipped you. So you should be good to go. Let me just log into PayPal and make sure your address is up to date. Mister, it's going to be 10. They're just taking forever because they want to look at my beautiful 10. I saw that Victini. He looked a little borderline to me. He is a slightly off-center card. And so I'm hoping you get a 10. And I'm just scared of PSA's tough grading. That's it. Let's see. All right. I'm currently not grading any Victinis myself. Should get one graded. But I didn't send any with that one. Okay. So I'm seeing the same address. Good. And print. You know, people were speculating that Victini was going to drop a ton in price because of the English version. Nope. The English version jumped in price. That's what happened. The English one became expensive. Okay. Did you submit a new PSA submission yet? Not yet. I have submitted a new BGS submission and prepped the next PSA submission, and it's going to be worked on immediately. So we're not going to wait a week. It's just going to start getting worked on immediately. So I was already prepping it tonight. So the BGS one is done. PSA is going to be done. And then I'm probably going to work on tag right after that. I didn't see what's in the new binder break. We have not created it yet. I need to create a new binder break. Binder break is a bunch of ungraded raw cards. There are. I ain't afraid. I've graded like 10 cards by myself. Never got anything less than a 10. I have had 40 cards there for 4 months now. Oh, at a BGS or something. Yeah, I have BGS cards from February. What the hell? That are just not done. BGS taking their sweet ass time, man. They must have a backup like the Dickens. So, thank you so much for that big order, man. You made tonight's special. Who's next? What is this? And your shipment is on the way, huh? Which one? Okay. Sarah's coming back for an OP2 box. Here goes, Sarah. Miss Sarah. Here we go. All right. April submission taking a while. I've been grading with them for years, and they get slower and slower and up the rates. Yeah, I mean, that's because of the demand for sure. I mean, if card prices are hitting, all-time highs, then demand for grading is going to jump. And the next step is the grading companies are going to start saying, we really ought to be charging more money for these grades. There we are. Okay, there we are. And there we have it. Very nice. Are they reprinting Prismatic? Are they reprinting Prismatic? Well, they reprinted 151 for a long time, so I would not be surprised. Okay. Ooh, Golden Dawn card. Nice. Beckett's very interesting because they're the only company offering a perfect grade. As a result, Beckett is a top 3 company to grade with me. What I do when I'm preparing my cards to grade, I look for the ones of the very highest quality, and those will actually go to BGS, not to PSA. So cards of the very finest quality will go to Beckett. And then the rest will go to Tag. Tag is the second company. So we'll send them off to Tag, and then cards like the poker cards shall be sent to PSA. There it is. So that is my grading order now. It goes BGS, then Tag, then PSA. Okay. And oh, look at this guy. Very nice. Cards that need like authoritative, authoritative grading, where you feel like the actual brand contributes something, those will go to PSA. So if it's a Pokemon card people don't recognize and they don't feel comfortable with, PSA time, baby. But if it's a simple modern card, Tag grading. This just makes more sense to me. Okay, Beckett is 15 minutes for me. Oh, nice, dude. They hold your cards for 4 months, they upcharge you. I wouldn't be mad, but 4 to 6 is getting annoying since they said they hired more people. Oh, well, you know, maybe they're training them. That's good, though, that they hired more people. You live right next to them? That's cool, man. You are? Go work at Beckett and give us some advice on Beckett grading. You are? Okay. All right. So, Miss Sarah, you like these Dawn cards? How do you feel about these Dawn cards? There we go. They can't afford me, haha, otherwise I would. Nice, dude. Well, I'm glad to hear that they can't afford you. That's a good thing. Yeah, that's good news for you. Here we are. So, we're pulling Luffy, some kind of older man, Admiral maybe, I don't know, and Dawn card. Ooh, the Dawn card. All right. And now we need Sarah's box, which is up here. Miss Sarah. Let's get a fresh bag, actually. The one in your box is pretty full. I grade my sports cards with BGS more than Pokemon, but might make the change. Okay. I don't send all my Pokemon cards off to BGS because they are very harsh graders. But I look very carefully at some of my best-looking cards, and if they are looking pretty flawless, I want them to go to BGS to have a chance at Black Label. Black Label is a very big deal, and you know, so a submission to BGS would never be that very large because most cards really do not earn a perfect grade. It's a very rare thing. So if you're sending cards off to BGS, you probably shouldn't have very many to send. Just a few, just a handful. Bulbasaur. Dark Porygon. Thank you, Miss Sarah. And now we've got, click, Edwin Delsid for Glory of Team Rocket. I think he's saying he wants 4 of them. Is that what you're saying? No, he's saying this is for Glory of Team Rocket. Is that what you mean? What's the price on Glory of Team Rocket? Let's see. Glory of Team Rocket's only $6. So your order doesn't make sense to me. It's like you overpaid, Edwin. Unless he was ordering maybe the Korean version. Edwin, what'd you order, man? We have like 3 different languages on it. What's 21 divided by 1.7? No, that doesn't make sense either. Mr. Edwin, could you confirm what the order is real fast? Mr. Edwin. I don't know if he's watching or if he fell asleep. Okay. Edwin Delson. I would love for somebody who works at a grading company like PSA or BGS to come in with advice on how to grade your cards better. Like, give us the secret sauce. But, you know, there's a distinct lack of people doing that, which makes me think that not a lot of people, maybe there's like a quiet agreement, like you're not allowed to talk about it. Imagine all the scams that graders get away with. I'm sure there's some shady backdoor grader going on. There's too much money involved for there not to be any stealing or scamming. It's possible. Yeah, I heard that there was a Black Label scam one time where a guy had his buddy sending his cards to Beckett, and they were just handing out easy Black Labels to it. NDA, give us the juice. People grading their own cards. Yeah, you get your friend, you grade your own cards. Yeah, possible maybe. I'm sure that the grading companies have systems to try and... Oh, here we go. Mr. Edwin then sends $4 more, which brings the total up to 25. Now I'm still confused. 25 doesn't divide evenly by 6. I still don't know what Mr. Edwin wanted. Was it maybe it was the Korean version? Give me a second. Nope, doesn't divide evenly. I still don't know what he wants then. All right, so Mr. Edwin, I need you to confirm what the order was. And this is not 21, it's actually 25. Wish I would have gotten in the Black Label scam. Almost sounds like people that took hits at the printing factory. You never know, man, you never know. But yeah, if you're involved in the printing of the Pokemon cards, you might steal some Moonbryons. God, could you imagine if that guy who stole all those Moonbryons had more than 2 brain cells? Of course, if he did, he probably wouldn't have stolen them, because people who steal are, they generally, people who take these kind of not good risks. I don't know what kind of trouble he would have gotten in for, but he could have gotten in big trouble for that. But if he had been smart and he had sold those Moonbryons real slow, like years later perhaps, he would be sitting on, who even knows, how many Moonbryons do you think he had in that picture with the scam? How many Moonbryons do you think that was? Let me turn on the, hold on, let me change my battery type real fast. Turn off the low power mode. And now let's jump over here and look up, stolen Umbreon VMAX. I'll see the picture again. All right, so check this out. Check this out, huh? So here, take a look at this. Is that right? Okay. Look at that picture. Look at all those alt-arts. Whole boxes. That's the Gengar up in the lower right-hand corner. And then, let's see. And then you have this picture, too. All right. So, look at that. Look how crazy that is. That's a lot of money now. If the person who stole them had just graded them one at a time, once per month maybe, once per month, rotating between cards, if he had gone slow, he could have been like a pokey bazillionaire as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't know what that all adds up to, but it could be like $500,000 even. You just put that in the stock market when you're done. You've got an investment plan now. So they were that close to getting away with maybe one of the most beautiful thefts in history, like an actual diamond theft, right? Because people steal diamonds because they're so valuable, right? Well, this diamond theft wouldn't have even been noticed by the Pokemon card company probably, unless that the one guy reported it. Because Pokemon company is just printing cardboard. They're not actually printing diamonds. But the social media value of those cards would have been very high over time. So had that guy just been slow and he'd say, you know what? I don't want to get caught. Did you guys watch that movie? What was the name of that movie with Robert De Niro in it? Was it called Goodfellas? I think it was called Goodfellas. And they did that big heist on a, what was it, like a truck? They did a heist on a truck. I'm trying to remember the heist. I haven't seen that movie in a little while. And after they succeeded in stealing the goods, they stole a whole bunch of money. After they succeeded in the theft, the Robert De Niro character, who was kind of the ringleader of the theft, he was kind of nuts and was telling everyone, you better not spend that money. So everyone got a cut of the money, but he told them you're not allowed to spend it. But the problem was, all the people involved in the theft, they kept spending the money and bringing attention to themselves. So he ends up going around killing them all to make sure that, the FBI won't catch him. And, yeah, it was very interesting. So, if you're a thief and you steal something like, I don't know, $1 million worth of, Sword and Shield alt-arts, your job now is to just store them in some vault and sell them one at a time, like once per month. They're just not smart enough to do that, I guess. All right, so Mark J. Valerian, can I get 5 Pokemon Japanese Black and Japanese White? You got it, man. All right, let's get it. So that is all they had to do. They were that close to getting away with the diamond heist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoever stole those is so dumb trying to sell them all at once. I know, that's what I'm saying. They made the same mistake as the people in that movie. They made the exact same mistake. They said, I want my money now. I'm not patient. I don't have patience. I better see that money right away. I think we might be out of Pokemon Black, to be honest. Let's see. I was hoping maybe we had an open box left. I'm looking around for an open box of it. No, I'm pretty sure it's all sold. Let's see. All right, so give me a moment here, because I believe I did mark it on the menu as sold, didn't I? Pokemon Japanese? No, of course it's not marked. Oh man, I'm so sorry. You know, it's funny. I think I get more of this in tomorrow. Would you like me to, let me say that black is sold out. So that's the problem. I listed it in a way where I couldn't say that easily. So we're going to say white, $7. We're going to say black, $7. But we're going to say sold out. So Pokemon Black is sold out. Is 5 Ruler of the Black Flames. Oh, wait. How did I read it? 5 Pokemon Japanese Black Flame. Oh, that tricked me. Because you see Japanese Black, and then underneath it, you see Japanese White. That tricked me, man. I'm glad you said that. All right, well, we were sold out of Pokemon Black anyways. Let's go get the Black Flame. Yeah, that's tricky. I was lucky I didn't have them. Because I probably would have mindlessly snipped them. And then you would have been like, wait! Okay, here it is, 5 of these. Good. So Black Flame and White Flare. Yeah, that could definitely trip me up. There you go. Karis and I finished watching Batman and Robin, featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman. Arnold was playing Mr. Freeze, and Uma Thurman was playing Prismatic. And Karis thinks it might have been one of the dumbest, worst movies she's ever seen. Yep, she did not like it at all. It was so hard to watch. It was really difficult. Okay. George Clooney did not feel right in that movie. He didn't feel like Batman. The girl, Batgirl, was just sort of injected into the movie near the end. Now she's Batgirl for no reason. And she's just like good at it. And it was so cheesy and unserious. Here it is. It's diabolical. Ooh. Very nice. I ordered 5 Ruler of the Black Flames and 1 Japanese White Flare. Oh, well, so then this would be mine. I'm just going to give it to you. You know, you donated all that stuff to me, to the audience, I should say. And so I appreciate that. Why don't you just keep these packs? We'll just call it a day. Let's see if we pull anything crazy, okay? Too late. They're already sneeped. All right, it wasn't too much. Just a couple hollows. You got this Gigalith. What's his name? I'm not sure what that Pokemon's name is. So you just keep those. Don't worry about it. And we'll get these Black Flames open. All right. The wording on it's so funny. The wording of the order is in a way that I messed it up twice. First, I think you're wanting 5 of both. And then I thought one of them was supposed to be Black Bolt. Here we are. All right. It's a comic book movie. It's meant to be ridiculous. Yeah, she's just eye candy. Well, that was the other thing. She was not even eye candy, dude. She was like hard to look at. She had like this bright red hair, like dyed hair. It looked so crazy. And then she talked like this. Oh, poor doggy. So she talked like that the whole time, and it was like grating to hear her say anything. And it was really ridiculous. The Bane character was like, brrr. We are. Mr. Mark, you got a little Umbreon. She talked like this. Mr. Mark, she overdid her bit. You really hate Batman. That's 2 days in a row. Oh, so that's because we had not finished officially watching it. But I ran those Batmans for Karis because when I was younger, I watched Batman Forever, and I knew it was bad. And then I tried to watch Batman and Robin, and I had to give up. It was so bad. Now, did you need a new... You didn't need a new bag, did you, Mr. Mark? You might need a new bag, right? You need a new bag. So I told her, you know, Batman and Robin is famously bad. We got to watch it. So that was a movie we were watching just to see how bad it was. And it was indeed very bad. Every line was like a crazy pun. There was actually this moment where Robin was like drowning in the water and he was like all twisted up in the vines. And he comes up out of the water to like catch his breath. And then what the editing does is it does a mirror reverse. So he comes up, takes a breath or something, and then he goes back down, but it's literally just a reverse of the video. And it looks so bad. Like the editing is so shockingly bad. It was like a bad internet GIF. And it was like, how is this, how is this a thing? Here it is. All right. Yeah, I am bashing it a little bit, but it's fun to bash it because that's all you can do with that one. Here we are. All right. Slab rotations, new bag. That voice. I can't believe it's Monday. It's Monday. The weekend's over. I hope you guys had a nice weekend. Yeah. Okay. So, La TCC. Let's grab the La Flame giveaway slab. We have this Iona giveaway tonight. Ooh, nice. And let's reset our music here. We're almost done with the Super Mario music. We're not gonna continue playing it pretty soon. We'll move on to something new. So we're gonna hit next on this. If the music's ever too annoying, definitely speak up about it, guys. The music's never meant to be annoying. So this is the next free slab. It's an Iona 9, donated by Mr. LaFlame for his birthday. So you type in LA. It doesn't have to be caps, by the way. So it is, caps does not matter. Just letting you guys know that that's how it works. Mister should be playing DJ Pikachu. DJ Pikachu. All right, I'm playing DJ Pikachu. So we're done with that order. We have Mr. Maurice Asperus. 25 into my slab away. All right, you got it. 25 to slab away. Clicking on edit. This goes down to 375. Boom. All right. Yeah, we're done with them. It's a good feeling. Whew. Emmanuel Valencia. 7 packs of Korean Sky Stream. Could I get store credit for the Pupitar? The Pupitar. I can buy you a new Pupitar. Those are my thoughts on the Pupitar, but we have not completed an investigation on the Pupitar. So you're saying there was no Pupitar in your shipment, and I have to check all the boxes. And it was Emmanuel Valencia, Pupitar reversed, and the name was Yolan on it. All right. It is. So 7 packs of Korean Sky Stream. Let me start there with that part of the order, okay? Let's see. All right. You have to give me a little more time with it, okay? All right, let's see this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We'll toss this over here. I can usually barely hear the music, says James Beam. James. Let's start snipping this. And snipping this. Okay. Good. Let's see what you pull. We've got a cold one. Oops. We've got the dragon and a cold one. And a cold one. And a hollow. And a cold one. And a Gyarados. I'm always gaming though. I have low volume. Thoughts on the Bubble Mew explosion? Bubble Mew went up again. He's a cool looking card. Yeah, he's a neat one. Where do babies come from? From the vagina. The vagina. Here we are. There we go. All right. Here's a Shuppet. Here's a Nidoking. Here's a Smeargle. Here's a Nidoking. And here's Mew. This Mew is very close to the end now. You can get into the Mew for $40. It's very close. There it is. Here's the next mega sublist with 2 people in it. There's only 2 rounds of the sublist to run, and then it's over. So it's, you know, it's close. It's there. All right. Hunt for Pupitar. Sarah Dusenberry's back. 1 box of Shiny Treasures. 2 boxes of PRB 2. 1 spot for Jungle, and 4 Prismatics. Wow, that's a big order. Holy. Miss Sarah. Oops, Miss Sarah. I'm playing Escape from Tarkov. Wait, what? Mama said she bought me in a back alley. Mama said she bought me in a back alley. Did she really? There we are. It is possible your mom got you in a back alley, but she probably didn't have to pay for it. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Jungle. The P split. Pack split. You're going in. Let's take a quick look at the pack split. This. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 out of 11 here. 8 out of 11. Okay, good to know. 1 box Shiny Treasures. I happen to have a sealed box of Shiny Treasures. What do you think of that? Okay. So tonight was Sunday night. I bet you that means that another round of auctions ended. Snip this. Scooby Dooby Dooby Doo. Snipping this. All right. Ready? Here we have some hollows and an incomplete. Hollows. Ah, there we go. We've got a shiny Lucario. Ooh. Lovely. Okay, we got the cat girl. Meow. Okay, here's this guy. Here's Banana Hair Man. He's got hair like a banana. Poniard. Okay, we pulled a Poniard. Come on, Shiny Treasure. Treat us right, Shiny Treasures. Nope. What's this? What's this? What's this? Oh my God. You got the bird girl? All right. I think I had that on my team when I played Scarlet Violet, didn't I? Okay. Kind of cool. It would be nice to play Gen 11. It's Gen 11, right? Or is it Gen 10? What generation are we on? Is Scarlet Violet Gen 9? All right, there we have it. Ooh. Just the hits, please. You got it, Miss Sarah. Okay. Not too many special hollows in this one, huh? Let you like pull in Fortress. Here's a Starmie. Clotsire. There it is. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so that's for the Shiny Treasures. Now you need 2 boxes of PRB2, but you also need 4 packs of Prismatic. I'm thinking we get those Prismatics. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you will not keep that one. All right. I was watching a show while I was working on the BGS submission. I was watching a Shane Gillis Netflix show. It's kind of like a comedy, and it's okay. It's not like super high quality, but it's got a couple funny moments. You guys watch that? I think it's called Tires, and it's Shane Gillis and a couple other comedians. Surprisingly, Vince Vaughn was on it. Vince Vaughn was in one of the episodes. I was like, wow, I haven't seen Vince Vaughn in anything in a long time. But it's an okay show. The funniest parts are always whenever Shane Gillis has a scene. He pretty much carries the show. It is kind of reminds me of the Louis C.K. TV show. Remember that? That was before he got canceled for being a naughty boy. Okay, here's... Ooh, Glaceon. Lovely Glaceon. Like it. But yeah, so there's a Shane Gillis TV show where it's kind of like a sitcom. Oh, Eevee. And him and a couple of other comedians are working together at like a car tire shop. And it's got a couple funny moments, a couple slapstick moments. If you watch it, you'll notice a couple of his stand-up bits in there. Pretty funny show. He's got a really funny behavior to him. All right, 2 boxes of PRB2. I think he satirizes really well maybe certain stereotypes about, I almost want to say like Midwestern whites or something. It's hard to describe it, but he does a very good job of it. All right. Okay. Okay. Very nice. I fell asleep. My order was supposed to be 4 Japanese Glory of Team Rocket. Oh, yeah. Well, since you're awake right now, let's grab them. Are you ready? 4 Japanese Team Rocket. Okay. I've seen it. It has a similar vibe to The Office. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't have the production value of The Office. It also doesn't have, like, the size of the cast. It is. All right. Let's snip this. Very good. Tossing this. Okay. Cold pack number 1. Tyranitar on pack number 2. Very nice. We like Tyranitar. He's a good card. Pack number 3. And pack number 4. All right. So you pick up 1 Tyranitar. Not as funny, though. Yeah, it's pretty hard to beat Steve Carell. Sarah with an S. Oh, I'm sorry. Edwin. So this is Edwin. We're taking care of him. It was supposed to be his turn. I just wasn't exactly sure what to open. There you go, Mr. Edwin. Edwin, you have $1 left over, by the way. There we go. All right, now back to Miss Saladosa, baby. The Office is number 1. Yeah, actually, funny enough, if Tires had taken more time to develop more characters and write out like a longer story, maybe a more sophisticated story, it might have actually been quite a lot more like The Office. Yes, like it had potential that maybe they didn't see the potential of it. Because there's really, if you took The Office and The Office was just Jim, Steve Carell, I don't know who, Oscar, and Jan, and that was it, like the 4 or 5 of them, it wouldn't be the show that it is today. The Office survived off of having a pretty wide cast, actually. There was a wide cast of people. And Tires has a very narrow cast of just a couple of stand-up comedians or comedians that know each other. And so, yeah, it does have sort of a vibe similar to The Office in some ways. All right, whew, here goes. So we've got this lovely guy. Okay. But no, Shane Gillis is great. He's definitely funny. Here we are. I didn't think I'd like it. I'd turned it on before and watched like the first 5 minutes of the first episode, and then I turned it back off. I was like, I can't do this right now. But I didn't really know what to turn on. I was just trying to get something into the background while I was working on the submission. And I was like, oh, let's give this another shot. Since it was a very low pressure atmosphere there with the just needing something to make background noise while I work. All right. I would love for Alexis to do some pre-grading. Man, she has no idea how many hours she could get. I'm ready to pay out the money, man. We are. Okay. I got to trick her somehow into spending more time working. Maybe I can buy like chickens or because she likes birds a lot. Maybe I can buy her like a pet bird and be like, hang out with the bird. Okay. Great Donald Trump impression. Yeah, a lot of people can actually do a Donald Trump impression, but he uses it really well. It is. Okay. Well, look at that. We've got the Captain Man and Orange Dress Girl. Ah, yes. Just the hits for this as well. You will have 1,000,000 hollows in no time, Miss Sarah. Okay. There's that. And here is this. Ah, Ace. You said you liked Ace. Okay, very nice. You pulled 1 golden ace. No manga in this box. Box number 2 is ready. There you go. You need someone who's actually into the hobby. Yeah, I can't say that Alexis has the same fervor as me, that's for sure. I think Alexis is more like a normal person. She's normal. And it's not super easy to find, you know, super crazy card collector types out in Lake of the Ozarks, the truth. Move this over here. That was why we bought that little house to rent out, so that one of you guys could move to me. All right, you ready? Technically, we could do that all over again if I wanted to stay here, but I don't know, man. I don't think I'm ready to do that all again. All right. I bet any of your viewers would love to work for you. It would be cool. There it is. Snipping that. And snipping these. And snipping these. And snipping this. Oops. All right, there we go. Very nice. Alex is already your employee of the month. All right, you convinced me. I'm going to go live in your other house. Get over here, 6. Quick. We are. We're renovating it right now, so it's going to be like nothing how it was when John was all done over there. Hold on. It's going to be a whole new house when we're done. All the floors are being ripped up. All the walls are being repainted. Yeah. It's an expensive process, too. It's costing us a lot of money. So it's going to be like a brand new home when it's done. Not brand new, but, you know, it's going to be nice. It's going to be fresh. Okay. Would love for that to be done sooner than later. It feels like it's taking a while. Wow, look at that. Punk Records, it says. Cool. There's another Golden Dawn. Okay. I probably got like 100 hours of pre-grades for someone to work on. There. Okay, set that there. Pre-grading is very focus intensive. It's definitely, it's a job. I can do it, but I can do a lot of things with my time. Okay, you've got this guy and you got the hat guy. All right. Haha. All right, here's this and this and this. I'm going to have a complete collection of the Dawn cards. I think you are. All right. Okay. Shanks. Okay. Would you be open to hiring someone seasonally? I have summers off. I could probably spend summers there. Oh, that would be very nice to live out here in the summer. That is the peak season out here. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting thought. I guess no matter where I lived in America, it's a possibility to hire somebody seasonally and have them just hang out for a little while and do a couple jobs here and there, and then, you know, then go back home. And it's like a little, well, even people in college do jobs like that. It's called a, can't remember the name of it. I used to apply for those. But, yeah, it'd be interesting. Hire somebody to come over here and clean the house up, actually. That'd be nice. You have no idea how much stuff we have that could be organized. Yes. There you go. That's one place I don't spend a lot of time. I don't spend a lot of time on the cleaning and organizing. Just, you know why? Because as the time goes by, it kind of cleans itself up. You know, things sell through and disappear over time. So that's why it becomes sort of like an organized chaos over time. All right, we got the Golden Luffy and one more SR. Looks like a voodoo doll guy. Ugh. Troy, my boy, about to head back in, fortunately. Would you be open to hire? Oh, I already read that one. All right, toss this over here. Good. All right. Toss intern, right? Internship. Okay. I think the only thing about it is Karis. Karis, my wife. She would probably be pretty picky. The whole thing with John was like almost traumatizing. It was so bad, the whole thing. So that's all over now, and it's nice that it's over, man. It's nice, dude. It's nice. The house is ours again. We're cleaning it. We're fixing it. It feels good. Feels good. No more worrying about that stuff anymore. Feels good. Real good. And so we like it like that. And yeah, if anyone ever goes back to that house for any reason at all, it might be a very selective process to get into there. All right. That's a good idea. Most of the time, winter, autumn are more orders. Summer is slow. Ooh. All right, so we've opened up your 2 boxes of PRB2. No mangas popped out. I wish they did. If we could just pull a manga, we'd have a clip. We would have a nice clip. And these are your Pokemon cards. Set that there. Fresh bag. It would be fun. It would be fun if maybe a couple of you guys could rent out that house and just hang out for a weekend. That'd be cool. You know, let's say that house is done being renovated and we refurnitured it and everything. Like we put some furniture in, cleaned up everything. Everything's all nice and neat. Like we were going to rent it like Airbnb style. And then I would say something like, hey, you know, we can host a get-together for a couple nights and you could come down temporarily. Of course, the problem with that is traveling. So you would need to take an airplane flight into probably Springfield, Missouri. You could take an airplane flight into a couple major cities. Springfield to the south of us, St. Louis to the right of us, Kansas City to the left of us, wherever you want to go. But those airplanes don't go directly into Lake of the Ozarks. That's the problem. And so no matter where you take an airplane, you're going to be close to Lake of the Ozarks, but you're going to have to actually drive the final stretch. So you're going to have a rental vehicle, and then you'll drive into Lake of the Ozarks on the final stretch. Now, if you just live nearby, if you live like, Oklahoma, what's above? Iowa? Oklahoma, Iowa, Kansas, you can just drive right over. It's not that bad of a drive. Just Miss Sarah. But a lot of you guys, I notice, are on either the East Coast or the West Coast. You're in California, or you're in New York. You're in Texas sometimes. So a lot of you guys are kind of further away. I got streaming experience. That's my resume. That's true. Oklahoma here. Yeah, so you're not too far away. Oklahoma's nice, by the way. Oklahoma's nice. I looked into it. You can get a very affordable quality of life there, and it's a full American city. Yeah, you can live there. You do not have to have like the Hollywood Hills to live a full life in a city in America. So California, you get to rub elbows maybe with celebrities and movie producers, but directors. But man, you pay a price for that. You pay a heavy price for that. You pay an enormous price. You go live in a place like Oklahoma, it's not Texas. It's just like this state that people forget about. They forget about places like Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska. They forget about what's that one right next to Oklahoma? I'm forgetting it right now. Arkansas. That's one of the cheapest states, Arkansas. So Arkansas, they got that over there. Man, they got some cheap homes in Arkansas. But you know, it doesn't make sense necessarily to move to those states if I move in this business, because they don't offer the free taxes, whereas Tennessee does. So if we ever moved, it might be to Tennessee. Tennessee, it's not a heavily developed city other than Nashville. They got Nashville. They got a couple places, actually. No, I shouldn't say that. So they got Nashville, Knoxville, and Chattanooga. And by the way, Knoxville and Chattanooga have a lot of beautiful places to go, especially because they're next to the Smoky Mountains, and they've got some really nice lakes, believe it or not. I've done a lot of research now. Yeah, those places are tempting, man. I did some research. Oh, I like this song. I've done some research on where to live in a place like that in order to avoid tornadoes. And if you move to the Tri-Cities in the upper north corner of Tennessee, if you move to the Tri-Cities, you can have a really nice lake house and be just on the green side of the tornado alley, meaning that your odds of a tornado are quite low. So I like that. So we've considered the Tri-Cities of Tennessee. 300 documents were released for Brian. Supposedly he would be in the woods stalking the house when one of the victims would see a creepy guy up the hill and the dog wouldn't come back. Wow, that's crazy. Newsom got exposed for money fraud. Really? You're not kidding? Money fraud. Is that having to do with the train they never built? Newsom fraud? News. Let's see. I don't know what you're talking about, Alex. All right. The LA fire people are searching. Oh, yeah, that's actually what I saw. Hold on. So what exactly is it saying? It's saying the LA fire's at a tricky new wrinkle. Oh, no, that's January. Trump calls fire aid a scam, alleges mismanagement of $100 million. Wildfire Relief Fund. Let's see. Trump has accused California officials of fire aid of mishandling funds meant for victims of the wildfires. The $100 million raised for Los Angeles area fire victims has gone missing. What, really? $100 million missing. Fires that with proper management would have never happened. Wild. But that's not to say that Gavin Newsom stole that money. That would mean that the fire aid group stole the money then, right? What is this music, man? I'm reading. Let's see. FireAid says that it has distributed $75 million in grants. Although no fraud has been proven, California Congressman Kevin Kiley called on U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi to investigate the relief effort. I don't know. That doesn't sound like proof of much, actually. It just sounds like there's a possibility that something, you never know. These charities is so... A charity is probably a good place to set up a scam like that, though, So just being a little tough on it, it's not a terrible idea. Here we are. Yeah, I guess if everyone's pouring money into a relief aid, you can kind of skim some of that money and no one would notice. Here it is, Steven Gonzalez. Ready? Only $100 million, no biggie. What story are you talking about? I was reading a news article from 2 days ago, and it was saying that Trump has accused a organization called Fire Aid of stealing money meant for victims of the wildfires in Los Angeles. That's not on Gavin Newsom, though. Yeah. All right. Ooh. Trump's like, look at everyone but me. Here we are. The whole Epstein thing, I think, is pretty extremely damaging for Trump's movement. And I don't really know what you can do about it. You can maybe kick the Republicans out of office in the midterms. In the meantime, the world still is spinning, so we still have to set about business and all that. So, that's the sad part about it is you can't stop the world over the Epstein files. So there's stuff going on. Like they were just talking about this trade deal with Europe, with the EU. And apparently it was a pretty good trade deal. And it makes you wonder why. We were saying earlier in the stream, so when Trump refused to reveal the Epstein files, I was saying one of the possibilities is that maybe he hasn't done anything bad, but maybe he's working a trade deal out with the world leader who was on that list. And maybe one of the conditions of the deal is you don't talk about me. You don't release that list. So I said that was one of my speculations, is that Trump's trying to hide somebody that it's very important to hide for a good trade deal or something like that. I actually said that, if you guys remember. So he just came out with the EU on a trade deal, and it seems to be a surprisingly good trade deal. Europe basically gets nothing out of the deal, and we get to do a 15% tariff and access to their markets now. And that's what I read. And so, yeah, it's weird. It doesn't really make sense why the EU would be so generous about it. It almost looks crazy. It is. So they were very generous about it. I haven't heard Mister's take on the Epstein files. So my take on the Epstein files is that they probably do exist. And the Democrats were protecting someone, in my opinion. And I think now Donald Trump's protecting someone from being exposed. And I think that's very similar to a crime. I think it's like you're aiding a crime, basically. If somebody committed, a sex act on a minor, and now you're hiding that person who did the bad thing, you're guilty too. So I think the right thing for Donald Trump's administration to do would be to, at this point, with all this speculation, the right thing to do would just be to release everything. Whatever they got, let it all out. Let all of it out. Just be completely, unconditionally open about it, no matter how deep and dark and horrible it was. Let all of it out. Clear your name. And I think if they did that, that would go a long way. But that would go a long way with the American people. That would not go a long way with somebody that you're trying to protect. You know, so I don't know. I do question who's on that list, like all you guys do. Maybe. Oh, what do we got back here? You ready? So, Mr. Steven, what have you pulled? Oh, wow, that's cool, man. What is this? R Stars, an embossed card. It doesn't look like a manga rare, but it's some kind of special Shanks card. What is that? Dude, that's cool, man. Crime is okay if you don't get caught. Ooh. So there it is, Shanks. Beautiful. So officially, my thoughts on the subject is that this is like ending for Trump's movement, his MAGA movement, Make America Great Again. It's like if you're Jesus, oh look, it's Jesus, but then suddenly you've been accused of, you know, sexual molestation or something very serious, and there's a simple way to clear your name, and you won't let anyone have access to that thing that'll clear your name. So I think it's very heavily damaging to that movement. I don't see it recovering, to be honest. I just don't see it. We are. And I think that what they have to do is just release everything. They have to release everything they have on the subject. And then if they did that, everything is back on track. But until then, I think that Trump's moral authority, totally scrapped. I don't think he has any moral authority anymore. And that's a very important thing to have. Moral authority is very important when you're applying a lot of harsh laws, like all this stuff he's done with the immigration. You know, if you're going to be Mr. I'm going to apply the law in this unconditionally harsh way, no squeaking around. If you're going to do that, you also kind of have to be innocent. You cannot be a kind of person who does crime yourself. So I don't know. I think it's very damaging to his image and brand, the political brand that is. And we'll see what the midterms look like. I think a lot of Republicans will still be more afraid to vote for a Democrat than to vote for a Republican in general, because the midterms are not a vote on Donald Trump directly. Like, you can affect Donald Trump by giving control back to the Democrats in Congress or in the Senate. And I think the Democrats will run off the Epstein files now. But you're not literally voting for the next president in the midterms. You'll be voting on congressmen and senators. And they have the power to cripple the president if they want. All right. Yeah, the main part of your movement is calling other people sex traffickers. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a very bad situation for him. I think he's lost a lot of moral authority. I think a lot of Republicans are now distancing themselves, kind of turning themselves into, you know, third-party independent. You know, there's always that, oh, I'm a, what do they say? They like to say I'm a, I can't remember the name of the political group. The political group that's sort of like a hands-off group, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want much government at all. I saw that card and screamed in excitement. The one card I was after. You got it? Tell me a little bit about this card. Is this pricey? I know Miss Sarah was in here digging around. I don't know if she was going after that card. I'm going to take a picture of it because I don't understand what I'm looking at. You have to forgive me because I don't watch One Piece. I'm happy to provide this to you, though. Let's see how good this card is. You guys ready? Wow. I see one for $87. Oh, here we go. Okay, we got one for $60. Not bad, man. Beautiful card. So you get all the other cards. So you get all these two, these three full arts, and on top of that, you pull this $60 additional card. Very nice, man. All right. Oh yes, libertarian. You know what I was talking about. The librarians. Yeah, those guys. I always call libertarians Republicans who are kind of afraid to be called Republicans, and I can understand why you would be afraid. You know. Like, you have a lot of conservative values, but maybe you don't want to associate with the party. And that might be true right now. So I think you're going to see a lot of that. He's got to release it. He just has to. He has to. And if he's not releasing it, he's either A, guilty, or B, aiding and abetting. One or the other. Guilty or aiding and abetting. And so you have to look at him differently. You do. You have to look at him differently now. That's Steven Gonzalez. So that's what my conclusion on it. I'm curious. I don't think it's over. I'm curious how it plays out from here, but I don't think it's over. So, Steven, I'm trying to remember. We put you in the ST box. And where's the ST box, by the way? Where did I place it? The ST box isn't where it's supposed to be. So where did I place it then? I must have placed it in an odd spot. Oh, there it is. I found it. All right. Yeah, he's either guilty or he's helping someone who's guilty, and neither of those are good. There's talks of a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. What the hell is that all about? Is that just buzz from social media, or did Trump say something? Ghislaine Maxwell is getting a pardon for sure. She knows too much. Well, here's the problem, though, with Ghislaine. Here's the problem with her. Trump's going to be tempted to pardon her no matter what, because she can just lie and say anything. So Trump knows this, right? So let's say Trump is genuinely not on that list. Let's say he's aiding and abetting some dude that is on the list. Well, Ghislaine can just come out and say, oh yeah, he was on the list because he was over here having sex with minors. Boom. Destroyed. And so she's holding a strangely huge amount of power right now. And because or maybe she does know he did that and she just knows the truth, so whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. She can either lie about it or tell the truth about it. Either way, she can decide how media looks at her, and she can either be on Trump's side or against Trump's side. Now, if she says Trump didn't do anything, everyone's going to say Ghislaine Maxwell's got a sweet deal with the Republican Party. Or if she comes out and she says, yep, he did it, there's going to be people saying, she's a liar, she's a liar. And so no matter what she says, it's not really going to be 50% of people are either going to accept it or deny it. But either way, it's very bad political optics. So she's holding a weird amount of power for a very, very gross person who did the sex trafficking for her husband. That's just gross. There you go. A predator woman. Ugh. Okay, so we've got Carlos. 6 hidden legends. You got it, man. Hidden legends. So you've ordered the hidden legends. Now I have to go find the hidden legends. I'll be right back, okay? They have until September before the House can launch their investigation. Wasn't he considering a pardon, but feared the optics? I don't know. I don't know any of that for sure. That I'm ignorant on. All right, so I did not see it. I said something, along the lines of we've got more of it, right? I didn't see it. Let me check right here. Maybe it's in an odd spot. Ah, I found it. It was in an odd spot. We found it. Okay, everything's good. So I'll bring it over here. It was already by the table, and we had unburied it. Oops. All right. Thank you. There we go. See? That's what we got. Still got this little Ifrit. Here you go, Carlos. Why don't you take that Ifrit? You've opened a lot of these Final Fantasy cards lately. Take that Ifrit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the last official box. So please, please, please pull a signature for us. That'd be great. All right, cool. I think it's in this room. Worst cover-up in U.S. history. She pimped out kids. Can we trust anything she says? Well, yeah, exactly. So it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing. There We are. All right. Yeah, I think that the whole Epstein files thing, I too was excited at the possibility that Trump was going to reveal a lot of the bad stuff going on in Washington. That was part of the reason why he had such a strong movement. You know, if you weren't interested or excited in Trump at all, one of the reasons he was so popular is because he kind of promised to sort of restore law and order. And Biden sort of felt sort of feckless and like, I don't know, sort of like anything goes. So you were ready for maybe there to be some rules. Here's Hugh Yerg. And yeah, the idea that Trump would come in and maybe release the Epstein files, that sounded awesome. I thought that's what was going to happen. You know, he was hiring this new director of the FBI, the CIA, all this stuff. You thought, all right, the deep state, right? Like Alex Jones, demons, or whatever he says. They're all demons. Toss over here. So you felt like, obviously that's not true. That's all fake. But you thought it is possible that maybe the FBI or the CIA has some secrets to reveal. And Epstein was on that group of things. Like, was Epstein murdered? That's a big one. Everyone wants to know that one. The answer we got was extremely dissatisfying. Actually, there's no client list at all. Oh, really? And nothing to reveal. All right, shut up. It's nothing. That Shanks was a parallel art rare. Parallel art rare. Awesome. Thanks for letting me know, Mr. Jesse. I don't always know how to decipher the value of a card. Okay, here's Ho-Oh, the Ace of Spades, a LaFlame card. Ah, that's Mr. Adam Pashus. Here's a nice Golem. I like that Golem. He's going in the Pokey Shuffles right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. All right. How many times have we talked about that? We've talked about the Epstein files a lot. That's one that captures everyone's attention. Okay, Golem 10. I feel like there hasn't been much else going on in the news since then. We are. It's the perfect story. It's the perfect story. You can't get away from it. Powerful rich guy whose job it was to host parties for billionaires, and he has all these connections. And it turns out he was sex trafficking minors to billionaires. And we all want to know, who was he doing this with? But all of a sudden, he magically dies. What? he did what? He's dead now. Remember the way Bill Gates said that? How creepy that was? Why, he's dead now. Remember that? He's dead now. Okay. Seemed almost too happy about that. Oh, Bill Gates' wife broke up with him, didn't she? Huh. What if that could be related at all? Okay, will that stop this box from going back there? Keep this box pushed forward a little bit, maybe? Maybe if I put this right in the middle. He's dead now. All right. I wish I could see Trump go manic and eat the notes from a meeting. Word has it, it's a semi-regular thing. He goes manic? All right. Let's see. I need like a box I don't need or care about to go back there and just plug that area back there up. Maybe I could use this. Would this work? No, this is too wide, isn't it? Yeah, that's too wide, I think. Damn. Need a thinner box. These are a good size, but I kind of don't want to put them back there. Let's see. These are almost too thin. Yeah, those are too thin. Dang. Ooh, maybe this. This is an empty box. Would this work? Ooh, I like this, but it's empty. Yeah, that might work. All right, good. So I just put that back there. And I'll keep that box from going back any further. Okay, cool. He doesn't like paper trails. Flush, eat, shred. Mister did not end himself. What are you talking about? All right, so here's Omar Batui. No, but Kara sended me so she could sell my Pokemon cards and retire. I got to get a lot more of this PRB2 because it's selling. All right. I stepped out the door and the cat was there. The random cat just staring at me. How's he even in here? He comes and goes as he pleases, I suppose. So there we are, Mr. Omar Batui. All right. But yeah, the Epstein case is the perfect story. Everyone wants to know who was on that island. Ready? Not just who was on the island. People want to know who's guilty. And we never got to know. And Epstein magically died. Interesting. Okay, Kyrus is a Black Widow. Yeah. All right, you ready? Snipping this. Nah, she'd probably have some pretty severe depression if I disappeared. There we are. All right. Snipping this. Good. I think she'd missed the heck out of me. You know, Kyrus and I basically lived together by ourselves for like 12 years now. Just me and her. So we just hang out with each other for 12 years. There we are. It's like being attached at the hip. Okay, let's get it, Mr. Omar. How are you today? Here's Swordman. Okay. Is that Swordman right there? Yeah, I think she's awake right now. I broke my neck. It's very difficult. Did you actually? Oh, you have broken your neck is what you're saying. And you're saying it takes a lot to break your neck. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. There was the release of that edited video too, right? They released a video, but a minute was missing from the video, wasn't it? That was on the news. There you go. Crazy. Yeah, definitely guilty. Something's definitely being hidden. I know what you mean, mister. Y'all not just married, you're basically best friends too. Bro, we spend every single second together. This. All right. All right. Okay. Here's. All right. Ooh. Very nice. And here's this card. My C6 is fused to my C5 with the fake disc in between. Ugh. That sounds painful. There. That sucks, man. Ooh, mermaid girl. Okay, Mr. Omar, pulling the mermaid girl. Okay, here's this. And this. And these two. Lovely. He has tech. Who has tech? Good. It's the 28th. By the way, guys, how popular do you think One Piece PRB2 will be? I have a supplier who wants me to make an order for more PRB2. He wants me to make another order of them before August begins because he says tariffs will kick in August. And so he's tempting me to buy more PRB2. Do you think that that's a good idea? I have a lot of it already. Do you think that this is the kind of set that people are going to buy like a year from now or 2 years from now? Some of you guys understand One Piece way more than me. Ooh, I'm around 10 years with my girlfriend. We are. All right, girlfriend. You mean you're not gonna get married and have her take half your Pokemons? Here's Omar. Actually, sometimes I call Karis my girlfriend because it's kind of sexy. She's like, yeah, I'm his girlfriend. There you go. She used to be my girlfriend. It's something youthful and less invested or something. Being called a girlfriend. Okay. Miss Strawberry, I'm hanging in there. Oddly enough, a certain level of no action is more painful than moving all the time. Oh, cool. Okay. So there. Yeah, that's Omar Batui. Good. For a second, I thought I grabbed the wrong bag. Let's grab this. Only real fast weather changers are sleeping with too many pillows. There you go. All right. I hurt my lower back really bad one day. I was lifting heavy objects, and my back has never been that good since then. If I move the wrong way too quickly, I can re-injure the lower back very easily. Which is sort of like a stereotype for old men, actually. But I think I did a lot of damage. Thing is, I don't hurt my back as much anymore because I'm so aware of it that I always move really carefully. She ended my career, so we're figuring things out. Who ended your career? There it is. Your girlfriend ended your career? What are you talking about? Okay, let's grab this. I thought you mentioned that you got a new job or something like that. This Jolteon's gonna stay up here. We're gonna get this Gliscor. You got some new news for us? This Ogre Pawn mask. Let's get this in the Pokey Shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6. We'll do 30. There we go. Okay. This will say number 208. Mask Ogre Pawn. Ogre 10. We need to get your back stretched out and strengthened. Yeah. Right now I've been doing some exercises, and again, I haven't really re-injured my back in a little while. I move really smart all the time. You know, I'm aware of my back so much that I don't make any mistakes. Here we are. Last time I heard it was, I actually remember it was before we rehomed our cats, and I was moving some heavy furniture around, and I just moved too fast with one piece of furniture, lifting it up really rapidly. Yeah. Here's Meggy Comics, and that screwed my back up real bad that time. Okay. Hush owned the dog training franchise I worked for. Yeah, I transport a 300,000 machine for the cannabis industry now. Oh yeah? For cannabis? Here's Lantern, the Moth, Mr. James, and Mr. Dragonair. All right, Mr. Dragonair. Jonathan Bagunas, 2 boxes of PRB2. Now hold up, let me see who ordered this first. You ordered that 11 minutes ago, and Miss Sarah ordered hers 6 minutes ago. So it is your turn, in fact. All right, Mr. Bagunas. Let's see, these 2 right here. Did he say 2? Hold on, he said 2 boxes of PRB. I have store credit. All right, you got it. It's certainly selling fast enough. Okay. Oh, this has been spent. Toss that. Okay. Hot those 10 body squats for every hour stream. Better for you than 30 minutes of walking. Hit those body squats. Yeah, I've been doing 20 body squats a day. And they don't. When I first got into it, I remember it burned my my hip joints hurt after I was done, because I never do squats. It's like a type of exercise I've never really worked on before. Now I'm at a point where I don't even have the sore muscles as much, so it's kind of a nice thing. I guess that's the point when you start mixing in like weights or something too. But now I'm just kind of trying to get something simple down that I do consistently. They're very easy actually. Oops. Okay. Still selling pamps? I still got them. They need to be repriced. Here we are. Did you hear silver is hitting a new time high, $39? Silver, which used to be $18 per ounce not too long ago. A couple years ago, it was $18 an ounce. Now hitting a new high of $39 an ounce. Very cool. This not as good as Pokemon. Pokemon jumping like times 12 since then. Pokemon. So crazy, man. There. And I'm starting a squat fund. Donate to have Mr. Pause once per hour and knock out 10 squats. How would you know that I'm doing the squats unless I turn the camera on myself? I ain't doing that. We are. We are. You would have to trust that I was doing the squats. Here's this. Okay, you ready? Mr. Bagunas. What a stream nonstop orders. Hey, this hip flexor active. Nothing as good as Pokemon right now as far as turnaround on investment. I think you also have to be careful because Pokemon's not strictly an investment. Pokemon's meant to be enjoyed, you know? It is. So I think that prices really rose this year, but can they continue to rise at 2 or 3 times their value? No, I don't think that's sustainable at all. So Pokemon will probably slow down, and when it slows down enough, there will be people who will be like, now I want to sell mine, and the market will fill up with slabs that no one's buying at some point. So it's always a cycle, and we're in a great cycle right now, like a heavy buy cycle, but it will slow down. Here we are. We'll judge it by the grunting. There. Boy, I was doing some grunting today, man. There. All right, here's. Oh. Okay. Very nice. Here's that. Here's Trafalgar Law. Ooh. So 1 Gold Dawn in box number 1. I got my card straw. You need to get yours. Card straw. What's a card straw? Oh, you're talking to Strawberry. We are. We need to pull a manga. That's what we need. Okay. But yeah, so for people who do collect One Piece, do you think I should buy more cases of this product? Like, will it be that popular, this set? What's the chase pulling here, and how crazy are people going for it? Okay, honor system, I trust you with my cards. You're only skimping yourself if you don't actually do them. Oh, I know what I could do. I could pick the camera up, and you guys can go up and down with me. How about that? Okay, that would be interesting. Tip to do exercise in the middle of the stream. That's a funny thought. People love Sanji. So it's a Sanji manga, and people love Sanji. Okay, Sanji manga it is. So I would say this set's probably not going to have the popularity of PRB1 or PRB9. Not PRB9, OP9. Because I could do a restock on the OP9. It is. I have a choice what to buy, you know. I have to think about it. Here's the Captain Samurai sword, I guess. Okay. Okay. Did you know people in Japan don't masturbate like we do in the West? In Japan, they have a thing called rubbing my shinju, which translates roughly to massaging the hog. A lot more elegant than us Westerners, huh? Let's see. Tossing this here. Wow, double gold dons? Man, he's taking all the gold dons. Okay, here's, whoa. Man, that's an outfit, man. That's sexy. Yeah. I still need to try for OP12 for Bonnie manga. So OP12 is Bonnie manga. You know, you One Piece guys ought to keep me in the loop on why you want a set, because if you want it real bad, I'll stock it much heavier, and this will increase our odds for a manga. All right. So if there's a set that you think is going to be absolutely crazy, tell me to buy like 10, 20 cases of it so that we got just this really large stock of it. All right. So Jonathan Bagunas, we got 2 gold dons on your order. Wow, that seems rare. We also have these 4 cards here. So you got all of your alt arts. And then this is a big pile of hollows. Okay. And then these are your SRs. So lots of cards in here. All right. Oh, does tag grade One Piece? I do not think they do, although they probably will one day. because it's very much the same shape as a Pokemon card, so I think they will. All right. Good. All right. Might be a stupid question. Want to get that Shanks card graded? Yeah? Okay, let's see. Jonathan is a JON. We're going to check in here for you. You should get it graded. All right. Here's a Fernandez. Here's a Sylvester. Here's a Bagunas. Now look how many hollows that is, man. Crazy. These booster packs hand out all these hollows, but 90% of these hollows probably just sit around on the shelf getting dust. This. Ooh. 422. Nice. We got plenty of time, guys. Jonathan Bagunas. I don't think you're going to fit in the regular John box. We're going to put you up in the upper left-hand John box. Upper left-hand John box. Holy. Andrew Martin. Donation for help. Pause and do 10 body squats. Here, let's grab this. And, not a lot of room in the room. Okay, here. We'll go over here together. Whoa. All right, I don't know how much. Look at that walkway, huh? That's pretty good, right? All right, you ready? We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They burn a little more as you go. All right. Whew. All right. We can send Mister to work out. I get like too many. Do 10 more. Now do 10 more. Now do 10 more. Go down and hold for 20 seconds. I would, but not. I don't want to do that 10 times. All right. What's this? Oh, a PSA order is on the way. So that's going to be the booster pack slabs. You'll be ripped in no time. All right. The next order is Sarah Dusenberry, 4 Japanese OPPRB2s. Let me get them. I got to stand up. All right. We are blasting through these. Getting sent money to work out would be the life. Here. I was thinking again about making maybe like a members only kind of video where we do cooking together. What do you think? And I cook like poverty meals or something. For people who they want to eat good, but they want to spend their money on Pokemon. Ooh. Where's the April submission? For PSA? Are you asking how far along it is? There we go. Do $5 meals. There you are. Tossing that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have already made videos like that. I think it could be funny because I can make like really gross dishes, really stinky ones. Like, here's my stinky dish. My stinkiest dish. Potatoes and sardines. I think you mean egg, kimchi, anchovies, and sardines. There you go. Then you give your girlfriend a big kiss. All right, there we go. Okay, April PSA. Yeah, last time I looked, that one was still in the process, so it's definitely not done. Okay, Sarah, we'll put this here, and we'll put these here. Look, they give you like 3 extra hollows in this Dawn card. It's an enormous amount. Cooking with the surstrumming. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Just like I like spicy food, but I'm not going to cook with Carolina Reapers. It's like, bro, I like it. It's good. Oh, you don't like it? You must not have the same advanced and adventurous palate as me. Okay. Iron Chef Dorm Room Edition. Cook some BDSM food. Whoa. We are. You'd like that too much. All right. My May PSA submission is currently in QA check, so April is probably there too. Nice. How many spots left on JG Break? On JG Break. Do you mean the Jungle Break? I think the Jungle Break has 4 spots left. It's either 4 or 3 spots, guys. Okay. And here is this. And this. And some kind of like Admiral looking dude. Okay. I should just actually memorize all their names already. Okay. Like her, I don't know her name. Ooh. Mr. Coming up with your most stinky food dishes would be funny as hell. Eat like Cardconomist. Okay. I can teach you how to make my sardine bowl. Like cooking with blank. Okay. All right. Snipping this. All right. All right, there we go. Very nice. Throwing this away. What's stinkier than sardines? Anchovies, which I have. Yeah. If you ever want your food to taste instantly fishy, you put anchovies on it. Okay. My dad used to eat something called fermented shrimp paste. Boy, when I was a kid, I thought that was so gross. I really enjoyed food as a kid, but man, I couldn't handle that. All right. Miss Strawberry, I'll let you give your cards away, but you got to have me ship them to you first, okay? We are. We don't want a situation where, let's say you're getting rid of a bunch of hollows, and then people are like vulturing about, going, can I have them? We are. We had to make up that rule around the time LaFlame was buying a ton of stuff, because he was doing the same thing. He would like get rid of hollows, you know, because there's like a million of them. But here's the problem. So let's say I'm saving this much on shipping. Well, if I just put it into someone else's bag, I haven't saved anything on shipping. We are placing that there. So what we can do is we can have them ship out with your stuff, which is going to go out in a type of priority shipping anyways, a sort of flat rate cost. And then you can mail it off to anyone you want. You can sell it too, by the way. So you can take your hollows, you can sell them. There are. So that's all up to you. There. Got this. But we don't want people, anytime somebody wants to donate a hollow and just get rid of it and reduce the cost of shipping, anytime somebody wants to do that, we don't want someone in the audience saying, wait, put it in my bag first. Because we were having that problem a lot with Mr. LaFlame. He would get rid of a lot of stuff. We are. Mr. Hate's looking for bags. We are. All right. And there's Mr. Ace. Ooh. Yeah, LaFlame would buy so much stuff, and then he didn't keep, like, the cheapest of it. And this almost created, like, a little group of people that would be like, all right, quick, put it in my bag. Put it in my bag. And they would go to LaFlame and be like, hey, LaFlame, maybe you could give those to me. And I was like, all right, we got to ban this behavior. Here we are. There we go. Because he'd have like a brick of cards, and somebody who's not buying a brick of cards would then come in and tell me I got to put it in their bag now. And I'd be like, oh, that sucks. Here we go. All right. Okay. Very nice. Okay, give me a second here. Okay. I don't know who that is. Let's see. Oh, I don't think there is a Bonnie in here. All right, Bonnie has pink hair. Okay, Bonnie has pink hair. I don't think I ran into it. I'm going to set this over here for now. And we're going to crush this. LMAO, that was Bonnie. Oh, okay, hold on. The one with the frowny face, you're saying that was a Bonnie card. Okay, give me a second. All right. Aha, there it goes. You know, I paused on it because for a second I thought, I think that looks like Bonnie, but I wasn't that sure. There. All right, here's this. So we've got the first 2 boxes down. Time for a 3rd box. Ready? All right. Good. Tossing that. Bonnie looks like a dude. Hey! Okay, ready? Here goes. Snipping this. Oh, got an itch on my back. All right. Snipping this. And snipping this. Only thing worse than begging is dry begging. Well, he was offering to pay for it, but generally what we want to do is open these up and move on to the next order. All right. Here's, let's see, so we put this here and put this here. And we got a Zorro. Oh, very nice. Here's a holo. Just keeps the stream moving. And 6 is right. I don't got to go hunting down a bag on a order between 2 people. We a long time ago, we used to have a thing where someone would donate like a lot, but they would donate a lot of little cards that weren't really worth that much. You know, it'd be like a holo this, a holo that. So each time that happens, wow, I almost didn't catch that one. Look at that. Wow, that's cool, man. That's Shanks, right? So every time that happened, I'd have to stop the workflow and go hunting for someone's bag. And then they'd be like, I don't have a bag. You'd be like, oh my God, dude. And so eventually I was like, no more of those donations. So, oh, what do we have here? Oh, I thought I saw, I got this guy though. Look at the hack guy. The searching of bags is Mr. Crypto Knight. I do have to say that is one thing I've always complained about. I've never liked the bag searching on this job. Oh, wow, that's nice, man. Look at that Trafalgar Law. That's an embossed card. So clearly these embossed cards are more valuable. That says SEC on it. Notably, there does not seem to be a lot of embossed cards. So whatever you've just pulled here is nice, like the gold Dons. Okay, good. Oops. All right. Very good. Here's this. And we've got this and these as well. Ta-da! So one more box after this. Miss Sarah, you guys are going, it's not just Miss Sarah, although she's gone the deepest, but you guys have gone plenty deep on this One Piece PRB2. Man, there is a chase afoot for that manga rare Trafalgar. I'd love to pull that, man. Did you say, no, Sanji. No, I'm unseasoned. He needs bags with better labels. Here Here we are. We have alphabetic. What's the word I'm looking for? Alphabetical order. I think that's what I'm looking for. We have alphabetical order boxes. Alphabetized. Yeah, I think that's the word, right? But look, we have a system that looks like that. So look, J.A. Jose, Jorge, J.U. Jord, John, Joey, Joe, Joseph, Joe, J.A.C. Jack, J.A.1, J.E., J.E., J.I., J.X. And it's all kind of like that. The thing is, people have a lot of different names and different bag sizes. You know, sometimes they need a big bag, sometimes a small bag. Sometimes a person puts a big bag together that clogs the box up for 1 full year. Yes, you'd be surprised. That kind of stuff happens all the time. That's why we had to implement a lot of rules about abandoned bags to kind of push people into shipping their stuff out at some point. And because people do not mind leaving it here for 3 years. And so we had to get rid of that eventually. But yeah, so we got all this alphabetation, and it could take a while to hunt down a little bag for like a 50 cent or 25 cent card donation. Like the Bonnie card's a perfect example of that. The Bonnie card's probably worth 25 cents at most, and most of that 25 cents is really just going to be based off of the fact that it has to be shipped. It could be like $1, but again, the value of that is mostly in the idea that it has to be shipped. So, and not just that, but that the seller, if he could only make 5 cents per sale per card, he would never sell it. It's just not worth his time. So yeah, those little cards aren't worth too much, and my brain resists making it normal to sell those back and forth between yourselves. So like if every time I opened up a box, you had somebody saying, all right, I'm selling my Trafalgar, my Shanks, my mustache guy, my beard guy. And then there's this conversation being had, and then, okay, Derek, take the Trafalgar. I'm giving that one to James Beam. Take the top hat man. We're giving that to Emmanuel. Take the, so if I had to do that every time, I'd be like, no, we're not doing that. What are you talking about? And we don't really have that going on here. We have had that happen in the past, and so that's when we made a bunch of rules on that kind of stuff. And, oh, there's a Bonnie. And, ooh, here's a Shanks. Ooh, Shanks. What a man. Bonnie is awfully mannish. I'm just bothered by that. I wish I got a hit or two open slab. What? That makes sense too. Alphabetit. Yes, alphabetit. But so we've had those things happen in the past, and when you do this for a while, you start to build like rules up, and it's not even that much of a trouble or a bother, is it, to just help Sarah and Mr. I think it's John Bagunas move like one Bonnie card around. But what I'm really doing is I'm signaling to every would-be person to either sell their card or ask for a card to be for sale. I'm kind of signaling that we don't do that. And that just keeps everything way smoother. There's people waiting in line for like 25, 30 minutes. We don't want to add to that wait time anymore. And it just keeps everything, it's just smoother. It's such a small transaction too. We are, all right. Here's this. It's a quality of life thing. Here we are, okay. Now, if you had like some big ass slab, let's say you had like some $100 slab get moved around, I'd probably stop and figure that out for you. Here we are. Okay, and we've got this guy. And Ace again. Ooh, man, it's looking like no manga. Dang, dude. You opened 4 boxes this time. No manga, it's looking like. All right, no manga. Dang, dude. I would really like to see a manga pop out. It does remind me of the mangas we have pulled in the past. They typically pop out like, I want to say almost always there's a minimum of like 4 cases before one manga tends to pop out. There tends to be 4 cases between them. And you got this nice embossed Trafalgar Law, though. There's a nice Shanks Dawn card, but there tends to be at least 4 cases between them. But that's on the lower end. I've seen like we've opened up like 8 cases in a row of product that I definitely got from a reputable distributor who I trust. And like 8 cases, no manga. I was like, 8 cases. So it's just possible to have that kind of luck for the mangas. And it really puts into perspective, why they're so expensive and desirable. It's because they're just impossible, man. They're really impossible. All right, here we are. Keep it flowing and reduce logistics. Yeah, but like I said, if you had like some $100 slab and something like that was going down, I'd probably help out with that one a little bit. Okay, let's see. Miss Seva. Let's see. Let's grab a bag. Sometimes people will toss me like a little $2 trade fee or something like that. There we go. And it'll be like some big slab they're moving. Okay. Very nice. How much would a case cost if I wanted to buy one? Is it 10 or 20 boxes in one case? So, let me talk to my guy, because he badly wants to sell me PRB2, and let's see what I can do. If you want to buy and open a whole case, we might be able to get that done. Currently, I have one sealed case, but I'm supposed to have more. I'm supposed to get more in, like, tomorrow. All right. So I just asked him about it. Okay. Whew. I kind of figured out how this guy is pricing his boxes, because he kind of revealed it to me one time. It's kind of sad, but he doesn't sell them to me at his absolute lowest price. He sells them, he kind of does research and then kind of picks what he believes is a higher price that he can get away with when selling to me. Before I go to another seller. So it's kind of, I wish I could get drop dead prices on these cases, but just doesn't work that way. These guys want to make money too, you know. It would be interesting if I could get direct distribution from Japan, but I don't know if that's a thing. I think you have to be in Japan for that distribution. All right. Which is why I'm moving to Japan. What do you guys think? I moved Karis to Japan. She is such a weeaboo, dude. She is the biggest weeaboo. There you go. I'll just move to Japan, and we'll run the card shop from Japan. I don't think you guys would care if we did that. You guys would be like, that's cool. He runs this shop from Japan. There you go. We'll buy some old Japanese house that needs renovating, and we'll fix it up. Some abandoned Japanese house, right? So we'll buy an abandoned one, get the internet running, learn how to do the shipping, and then I'll just be buying my cards locally. And when we ship, we'll always ship from Japan, but I don't know, maybe it works. Shipping would suck. Yeah, yep. We'd have to be smart about the shipping. Yeah, it would suck, definitely. But again, we could probably work that out. I wouldn't make it worse for you guys. You know what I'd probably do? I'd probably just take less profit, and I'd be like, I'm in Japan now, bitches. You know, because I think that I would be able to make up for the extra cost in shipping when you consider when I acquire my Japanese product, those all have way less shipping costs. Have you thought of it that way? So when I buy product from Japan, like this one, PRB2, I mean. So when I buy this, Miss Six, I have to pay shipping on this as it comes into the country. Well, if I'm living in Japan, I don't have to pay that anymore. So technically, when I sell this, my profit margin should be higher. And so then I can just use that to subsidize the cost of the higher shipping to get it to you. See, so I should all even out it to some degree, I think. Besides, we remove bulk before we ship. That's perfect for international. Yeah, we remove bulk, so we have an advantage. All right. Japanese product would cost you about $27 at retail. Yeah, if we could get some kind of... Well, and here's the craziest part. If we established a business in Japan and we applied for direct distribution of the product and actually got it somehow, we could get really, really cheap product then. Think about that. We'd have cheap shipping and we'd have cheap product. So then all I'd do is I'd pick a competitive price amongst rip-and shippers, and the margin would be there, so there'd be a profit margin. Then I'd just subsidize the shipping to America. Maybe the shipping would go up to $10 or something, but it wouldn't change, so too much. And if it was costing me extra, I would just cover that cost. Getting the card in Japanese MCD doesn't mean they work in MCD. What? Your brother works at Japan and McDonald's. My brother is in Japan, is getting me some cards, including the McDonald's Pikachu. Yeah, he doesn't. Japan have extra tariffs now. Oh, but doesn't Japan have extra tariffs now? That's an interesting thought. I think if you're opening up booster packs, that could easily mean that we can declare the product cheaper. I think we can try to do that. So who knows? Who knows? It's just a thought. It's just a fun thought. So we have Javier Arroyo. He's back. Hey, what's up, man? He'd like a box of the PRB2s. Here goes Javier Arroyo. Just a funny thought. I know Karis would love it. She's like obsessed with Japan. I don't know why. I like Japan too. I don't have anything against it. I think Japan's awesome. They gave us Pokemon. They gave us so much. But man, Karis talks about it like she'd just go move there. And I'm like, are you sure? I tell her this. I say, they eat a lot of seafood over there, right? I'm like, I think I would do well eating the seafood. But she does not like seafood the way I do. Karis does not like it. I was telling you that story, how she was dying after buying a tuna bowl, an ahi-ahi bowl or whatever it's called. No, it was a poke bowl or whatever, poke bowl. And she was dying because it was raw tuna. She couldn't eat it. I was like, you know, they probably eat food like this in Japan, like pretty much all the time. There we are. You can't handle that. How are you going to live over there? Mister wants to copy PewDiePie. I do not. I just know Karis would like that. And sometimes I think about giving her what she wants instead of me getting what I want all the time. Oops. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a weeaboo myself. If I had to move international, let's say I moved internationally to anywhere I wanted in the world for any price, any cost, there is a very good chance Austria or Switzerland is on that list. And then the other place would probably be Scotland. Castle in Scotland. If I just had all the money, I'd buy a nice castle in Scotland. And then I'd be done. There we are. All right. The CEO that got caught cheating wants to sue Coldplay. I heard about that back when it happened. Are you saying there's an update to that? There. Very nice. Yeah, I heard that news back when it happened. Look at that Zorro card, man. That is a blue card. Looks like he's using his special move. He's using his Z move. I just found out what a puss. Yeah, that's how people act. You know, they act like everything going to be a lawsuit. Oh, well, I'll punish you for revealing the truth. I don't know. And man, I don't know about that, man. The lawsuit. Sue happy. You know, maybe his goal was to get them to stop talking about it or something. I don't know. It's too late. I mean, it went viral on the internet. You know, both their lives were ruined in an instant. Not that I'm not saying it's their own fault. It is their own fault. They didn't expect that teleprompter. Yeah, I thought I missed a hollow. There you go. It's their own fault. But it's crazy how in a flash, everything about them came crumbling down. And all they had to do, when the camera showed on them, all they had to do was just keep hugging. That's all. That's it. They just had to hug it out and not move. And guess what? The lady who recorded it would have never uploaded it, and it never would have gone viral. If they had just frozen and just been like, oh, haha, smooch. If they had done that, no one would have. Of course, their families would have known, but it would have been a private issue. There probably still would have been a divorce, maybe both of them divorcing. Who knows? It would have been complicated for them in some private way, but it never would have been a viral internet moment. Very interesting. Here we are. Hugging, you call it. Whatever you want to call it. If he doesn't want them to talk about it, he's making it worse. Yeah, I know. There. That was a major moment. All right. Javier Arroyo, let's get you. Let's see. He says, I have a bag. Let's go looking for that bag. Appreciate you coming back, man. How are you doing? Very nice. The CEO was holding her boobs. Was he? He just had his arms around her. Crazy, they were both cheating on their partner, you know. All right. I wonder if their partner really doesn't know that that's going on. You know, like it's some big office secret. Or I wonder when you're like super duper wealthy and you've got a lot of, you know, influence and money involved. I wonder if they're just like, yeah, do whatever you want. They are. All right. Very nice. I ask myself those questions all the time. For the people who are at the top of the hierarchy, who have all the money and wealth, when they're deciding, oh, I want to go hang out with another person, have an affair or whatever, do they really do it in secret? It almost seems impossible. Yeah, this is why I ask, because it's like, if you're the CEO, people know that you're going and hanging around too much with the HR, don't they? It's like, how does that stay silent? You're like a public figure, essentially. And so the people within your group, they know that you're off doing things with another lady and that you're married, and she's off doing things with the CEO and she's married. So how do you keep that quiet? And so I have to wonder if the families involved actually already know about the affair, and it's just like, whatever, go have your affair, but I'm taking half your money, So I wonder if it's like that. We are. She was C money. I need the HR manager in my office ASAP. Open, yeah, exactly. Open relationship too. So you have to wonder if it's like, honey, I'm going out with the HR tonight, and so the guy's wife is like, all right, have fun. See you later. I'll hang out with the kids. So you got to wonder if there's stuff like that going on, because you're married to a CEO. He's making like, well, what was the astronomer CEO's salary? What was the CEO of the astronomer company? What was his salary before he left? I'm asking AI. I love AI. What was his salary? The guy who got caught at Coldplay. Bruh. Apparently there's more than one company named Astronomer. What? Ooh, ChatGPT's having trouble with this one. Oh, here it is. Andy Byron. Oh, he was making in the low millions. So, yes, he had a salary of about $470,000 to $690,000 of cash. So he was being paid less than $1 million of cash. However, he was being paid in like stocks. So his real income was believed to be between 1 to 5 million. 1 to 5 million. His net worth is reported to be 50 to 70 million, 50 to 70, due to equity holding, assets, and these estimates predate any divorce. Byron is negotiating an exit package following his resignation. Wow. So he has a net worth of maybe 50 to 70 million. When your husband's a CEO bringing in maybe 1 to 5 million a year with a net worth of 50 million, and he says, I want to sleep with the HR lady, do you actually tell him, fine, we're breaking up, it's all over? Because he was pretty comfortable. Obviously, they didn't want to get caught, which makes you believe perhaps it was in secret. But you have to wonder how many of them are just open relationships or something, or swinging, or whatever you want to call it. Because at that point, it's like, what can you do? You're married to this irreplaceable person. Here's Steven Gonzalez for OP12. Think about like rock stars. You're married to like some big rock star musician, and he says, honey, I'm sleeping around with the huzz or whatever, the groupies. There we go, the groupies. And you're married to a rock star. Well, what are you gonna say? No, you can't do that. You're married to me now. So that's not gonna work. They're gonna be like, that's all right. I don't need to be married to you. I'm a rock star. We are. All right, let's get through these. I'm just wondering, there's got to be a lot of that going on because of the power dynamic in the relationship. Here's Steven Gonzalez, $9 shipping. No one's irreplaceable. Here we are. Ready? They both resigned. Yeah, they both. Yeah. She was married too. Really interesting. Same deal. Like, did her husband not know? Who didn't know? Tossing this. Okay. But the way they reacted, the way they were so shocked to be on the screen, and the way she hid her, she turned around very rapidly and he like bent down to hide. The way they moved definitely made you think that they just got caught with their hand in the honey pot for sure. All right. Mister was going to say the hussies. I was going to say the huzz. All right, Steven Gonzalez. Time for some shipping. Okay. Baggie number 2. Baggie number 1. Good. Ugh. He probably gave her 1 million. She was waiting for him to mess up. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right. And here we go. One of these. Should be 2 more packets. I'm sorry, did I miscount? Hold on. How many did I open and how many did you order? You ordered OP12. So I should have gotten you 5 packs. Did I only get you 3? I probably did. I probably did. Grab this. His real wife must be a huge bish. Who, the CEO? You can't say that. That's unfair. You don't know her. She could be very nice. He could just be kind of like a dog of a man. Ruff, 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 turning over the trash. It's just part of life. I think it is part of life. Yeah. Why do older men get caught with younger women, but it's rarely the other way around? Yeah, well, I mean, this time the CEO was caught with this lady who was the HR manager, and she didn't seem like a younger woman. She seemed, if anything, she might be the older woman. Also, look at Jeff Bezos. He got divorced, right? And then he remarried the sexy Latino woman with the big lips. Those are, man, she's like bimboification kind of lips, man. Did you see her body's all like, I don't know, plastic surgery for sure. And he's kind of the same way. If you look at him, he's really become like Daddy Jeff. He's become the Hulk over time. So who knows what they're up to, man? Because he could have dated a younger woman and had more children and had a family life with her. And he said, no, give me the thick Latina mommy with the lip injections. I feel like that says a lot about Jeff Bezos. Like, what is he into? He's got to be into some freaky ass stuff for sure, dude. There's no way. You can actually feel that coming off of her. She has got a very sexual vibe all the way. Like, it's very strong and confident, and like it's just in her eyes like a cat. Here's Hunter Tipton. He says 1 box of Pixar. You got it, man. I have that sense for this stuff, guys. I have the gaydar. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing. Like, what is your taste in women, Mr. Jeff Bezos? Remember when Arnold had an affair with the maid? Well, that makes sense to me a lot, by the way. How do you not have an affair with the maid, dude? Ladies, if you guys are ever so wealthy that you get a maid, you must get a maid that is beyond her years of making babies. You cannot have a maid who is still in the baby making years. It's not possible unless you're intending for your husband to get with the maid. It's just not possible. You can't have another woman floating around your husband being called the maid. Even the term is sexy. Oh my gosh. You can't have somebody floating around your house in the baby making age calling yourself, yes, it is I, the maid. The maid is here. The maid. Oh my. Yes, well, my husband's with the maid tonight. She's making dinner. You can't have that. No way, dude. Sexy level goes from 0 to 10 instantly. There you go. It's a very dangerous role. You have a butler. Like Batman's got a butler. There you go. All right. Almost definitely Jeff Bezos is in. He's definitely got a dungeon. Exactly. And again, I think also this clears up a stereotype about men. You ever hear those very bitter internet stereotypes that men very strictly prefer 18-year-old girls? The younger, the better. You know, they're like the dating apps say, well, women hit their peak desirability at 18, and then it only goes down from there. I don't agree with that. I really have never felt like that was true. I think that the reality is the desirability is more into the sort of finding somebody who matches your freak. And when people are really young, they're young and they're stupid. They're like high schoolers, you know? And so this idea that all men just want 18-year-old women, I think that is more like bitter jealousy And I think it's resentment against men. And I think it comes from frustration and anger. And also there's some predatory behavior from some men. But again, I think that the right woman is more like somebody who matches your energy and whatever it is you're into, which apparently Daddy Bezos is into stuff. He's got to be. There's no way. Daddy Bezos is not into, there's no way he doesn't have a dungeon, as you were saying. You can just sense that they probably have a dungeon. It's even in the way that he walks and talks at this point. I got a lot more attracted to my own wife when she grew out of her wild years to become more ambitious, better with my children, and just an overall great mom. Here we are. Her wild years. Here we are. Give me the wild years any day. I don't know what the wild years means. There you go. Does that mean occasionally making out? I'm 36 and can't even look at 18-year-olds like that. They just seem like kids. Yeah, 18's still pretty young. I know when I was 18, I had no clue what to do with life. And yeah, 18's pretty young. But, ooh, look at that. Let the quest begin. Do not fear the darkness, friend, and let the feast begin. There we are. I love that quote. That's a Dark Souls 3 quote, and it's such an annoying quote, but it's like really funny too. Here's the little robot. I'm definitely no Leonardo DiCaprio rich. Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio. That guy, yeah, well, society was paying a lot of attention to him because his behavior is about women, you know, are frankly kind of, I don't know, dishonorable, gross, creepy. And yeah, he's weird, man. Every time the girl gets to 25 years old, he's like, I need a new one. But meanwhile, he's like 30, 40, 50. Jesus. Like, what the hell? Yeah, well, and so, again, I think that's part of the bitter resentment toward men is there are men like Leonardo DiCaprio, and he gets all the attention. Why doesn't Jeff Bezos get more attention for marrying an older girl who he just probably has crazy sex with? Again, that's my theory. Jeff Bezos has married a freak in the sheets. That's what he has done here. Ooh. Leo's living the life. I suppose, man. It makes you question, what is living the life? Is living the life just cruising around in your ship with young women that you're trading out? Maybe. That almost sounds like a sad ending in some certain ways, certain ways. You can't invest in somebody if you're just, every time you're just swapping them out with the new person. And the next girl's like, I know what this is. You know what I mean? Like the next girl comes in and she says, hey, daddy, like, where's my yacht? Where's my car? What are you buying for me? Because this obviously won't last more than 5 years. So what are we doing for the next 5 years of my life? Because she's not unpacking her bags if she just watched you get rid of 3 other girls who were, hitting 25 and then they're out, right? She's not packing her bags. She's coming in for a short stay. Look at that Pixar stamp, very nice. Then we got Wally, Let the Quest Begin, and Brave. There you go. Hunter Tipton, 1 box of Pixar. We have more of this, by the way, if you'd like more. We also have this box topper from the Finding Nemo. Mark Zuckerberg has had his love since before he was rich. Oh, that's sweet. He's married to the Asian lady, right? Where they made like the bronze statue and it looked really weird. Did not look flattering at all. Yeah, he's cool, man. Mark Zuckerberg, he gets a lot of hate, especially because people find Facebook kind of creepy and intrusive. But, he's clearly a computer science nerd with obvious lack of social skill. He blushes easily right on stage. It actually humanizes him a lot, to be honest. And then he's married to his wife who he stayed with. So he's a nerd, dude. He's a genuine nerd. Kind of like Bill Gates. I really think Bill Gates is a true nerd as well. You really do. If you watch him and see what he does, if you pay attention to him for a while, that guy's a nerd. Bill Gates, he's a nerd. Here it is, Hunter Tipton, genuine nerd type. And people, I think they like to look at him like he's an evil scientist. I feel like what happened with Bill Gates is he was one of the earliest guys to be the wealthiest man in the world. And so anytime you're the wealthiest man in the world, you just get the ire of everyone else. But Bill Gates is into stuff like, population control. He talks about, we need to make sure that they have condoms in Africa so that they can plan their families, family planning, and not have 11 kids. And when people hear that, they think, eugenics. And then they think, this or that. Bill Gates, he's trying to lower the population in the world. He thinks we're overpopulated. Because I think that was one of his concerns, is that the world would become overpopulated. And he's looking at areas where they don't practice birth control, saying we should help them. And so, yeah, he did stuff that people found creative. Of course, he was going to the Epstein Isle too. Isn't that interesting? Bill Gates on the Epstein Isle. So you can never know exactly what he's guilty of or not guilty of at this point. But yes, people have really don't like that guy. Some people really don't like him or trust him and think he's up to no good. I think he's a nerd. Carlos Chaveras, To Azure Lane, Volume 2, 5, Hidden Legend. Okay. It's honestly a little bit weird that he got that reputation when he's one of the only billionaires giving away his money not to his family. Yeah, Bill Gates, similar to Warren Buffett, has pledged to give his money away. Of course, when you look at that, they're not just willy-nilly giving it away. They're giving it to huge charitable foundations that they created. So in other words, he's planning how his money will be spent after he died. And so he says, I'm giving all my money away. Yeah, everyone gives their money away when they die, bro. You're going to lose all that money either way. And his foundation will just spend it in the way that he sees fit. So when you really look at it from that position, he's still kind of getting what he wants. I can't tell. Is this Azure Lane? I feel like this is Azure Lane. This is not Nikke. And the other one is Sneaker Bunko. What's the Sneaker Bunko box look like? No, this is Sneaker Bunko. There we go. That one's Sneaker Bunko. I have trouble with these because they all look kind of similar to each other. Ah, here's Azure Lane. Got it. That was Sneaker Bunko. This is Azure Lane. I got it. All right. The scary thing is Jeff Bezos is left. That guy sounds evil. He's got the actual billionaire laugh. He's like Dr. Evil, yeah. And it's maybe that's why he's part of. When you laugh like that in front of people, maybe that signals something to them. They're like, this guy's the monopoly man. Let's work with him. So maybe that was part of his success. Who knows? Because CEOs, they don't do the thing. They don't do the engineering. They don't do the shipping. They don't do the boxing. They don't do the truck driving. What does the CEO do? He drives the company. He does the ambition. He does the vision, right? He has the vision for what should happen. He does the communications and the bargains and the deals. So that's what the CEO does. So they have very specific job titles of being the face of the company and being the mind of the company. Minophilia. Ooh. That's a nice full art. Read chat. Yeah, I already did. I already saw that. Anyways, so yeah, maybe if you have a rich guy laugh, that goes a long way. You never know. And he definitely has a rich guy laugh. Here's Tonberry and Cactuar. Very nice. That rich guy laugh. Ooh, Jack Garland. That's cool, man. Okay, not bad, Mr. Carlos. Look at that. 2 full arts. Yep. And we've got Fenrir. Good. Here's... Right, like I think that Elon Musk, the head of Tesla, did a lot of damage to his company when he sided with Donald Trump really strongly and then also broke up with Donald Trump really strongly. So I think he did a lot of damage. Although, interestingly, this Epstein file stuff, now that all this Epstein file stuff has come out, how do you guys view Elon Musk now that he's sort of distanced himself from the Trump administration? We are. I guess you could even say that might have been very good timing for him. There it is. All right, Carlos. Yeah, he got away from Donald Trump's administration before all that came out. I think he even said that Donald Trump was on the list. He said, you know why they're not releasing the list? Because Donald Trump's on it. Bezos is fit Dr. Evil. There we go. Very nice. We have an order from Omar Batui, 2 PRB2s. So once again, I need to stand up and get more PRB2s. So we are nearly complete with this case as well. This is one fast-selling product right now, guys. What can I say? We haven't sold many break spots. We haven't sold many Pokemon cards. What we have sold is an enormous amount of One Piece, reminding you once again that if Pokemon is the #1 anime collectible, One Piece might be #2. Here we are. Zuck started Jiu-Jitsu. Punk ass has a purple belt already, but he competes. I guess he's legit. Yeah, it's cool, man. There's that South Park episode with Mark Zuckerberg where they're like, show me your style. Remember that? You cannot defeat my style. Ready? Snip of this. One Piece is so much in hype, man, like 3 years. Yeah. The fact that it still sells so much better than so many other products I've offered tells me a lot, and that this might be a good hold. So for those of you who are wondering whether or not you should try to get one of the mangas, might be a good idea. The thing One Piece got going for them is that their prices aren't insane like Pokemon. Yeah, well, the Japanese product's affordable. I mean, you talk about the English product, though. That stuff gets crazy expensive. All right. 25% of my collection is now One Piece. There. I personally am just going to stick to Pokemon. I'm a big Pokemon guy. I have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm a Pokemon guy. Okay. Here's a Trafalgar. Ooh. This is 2 boxes Omar Batui. Good luck, man. Sure that's not a full art. Ooh. Very nice. Here we have these. The new Mega set is coming out in Japanese next week. Yeah, time flies, huh? Let me do something, by the way. There we go. You still hold on to a bunch of OP5. Not a bunch of it, no. In fact, I don't think I have any of the Japanese OP5. If I do, I have less than 1 case left. Now, the English One Piece OP5, I think I have 1 sealed case of the English, and I just got it on a hunch and held it. I don't know if that was good or bad, but my Luffy wanted card from OP5 is €120. It was like €40. Oh, cool, man. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I have 1 case of the English OP5, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's either that or it's the OP9. Might be OP9, I'm not sure. There we are. I'm not holding a lot of One Piece, though. There we go. Scoobity boop ba bop. Scoobity beep ba beep. Tossing that. Alright. Here's this. Oh, Zoro. Okay, this guy with the hat. I already read that. Getting late. It's 5:15. 5:15. We are very close to the end of the stream. Okay. All right. There we have it. So we've separated the rares, the SRs, and the holos. Okay. That's for Mr. Omar. Mr. Omar. Get you a fresh bag for this one because it's so much stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, man. Look at that. That's crazy. When you think about how thick the box is, I mean, it's like half the box, which makes sense. The holos are about half the pack. Okay. Slipping this in here. And slipping this in here. Good. What do you think is number 3 behind Pokemon and One Piece? Final Fantasy? Actually, Magic the Gathering probably, but we don't open on here so often. Well, lately we've been opening plenty of Magic the Gathering. Yeah, lately. That reminds me, I got to get the Spider-Man One Piece pretty soon. Okay, Mr. Omar. I could use an updated release schedule. See what's coming out. All right, good. I noticed we haven't had a good Weiss set come out in a while. No good Weiss set. Lilo and Stitch, the Waifu Break, the Ride-on-D's. Let's get this LaFlame card out. Yo, I hope you guys were typing in LaFlame the whole time. Here is Brandon. That's BR. Number 2 is Miss Sava. Here is Alex. Here is Lurkin Lowry. Good RNG. And J-Dog. There it is. Laying it on 6, J-Dog. You got a name, J-Dog? Look at that. That's the birthday wishes for Mr. LaFlame. It is his birthday, and so he has given this card away. How nice is that? It says LA on the back, though. Take that down. LaFlame. Okay. So many big giveaways these last couple of days. It's crazy. If you're a billionaire, what party would you donate money to? Ooh, that's a really good question. I guess I'd never really thought of that. I don't think about donating money very often. Let's see. Let me type in 7.25. I guess my first thought is I don't like to donate money at all to political parties. I don't like giving money to church either. So I'm a bit of a stiff. But if I had billions, maybe that personality would change about me. And that's a tough question because it talks more about what are my aims and goals for the country. I can tell you this. I'm not a big fan of socialism. Doesn't matter if you're a conservative or a Democrat. I just don't like it. I like capitalism, low taxes, and everyone has to earn their own money. I like that. So I think that spurs innovation. It pushes people to work harder, to contribute more. I think that if you have too much socialism, you have a scenario where you dampen the innovation. All the innovators run away to whichever country treats them better. So they run over to a more capitalist country. That can include China, by the way. Hong Kong has very low taxes. I don't know if you guys knew that. So it scares innovation to different countries. It scares it away. I think it forces billionaires to leave or to hide their money. So they don't get taxed at all. And then I think it punishes the middle class a lot to have to pay so much taxes because very often you think the taxes are just for the billionaires, but it's not. It's actually for the middle class. So the middle class, like a software engineer, maybe you could argue that's a little upper middle class, but they will start to pay 45% taxes, in countries with too much socialism. So in general, I think it's best when you don't owe your neighbor, free money to have stuff. In general, like your neighbor's responsible for themselves and their families are responsible for them. So you take care of your parents take care of you take care of your grandma and your grandpa, they take care of you. It's your family, and then you can have your church organization and they can do charities and stuff like that. But the federal government should be in charge of stuff like roads and military. So I can tell you, I would not be donating to like Ocasio-Cortez. I would not be donating to the guy in New York who wants to do the government-ran grocery store, which I find preposterous. Yeah, those are. I like the free market and I like the invisible hand. I'm one of those kind of guys. So I'm not totally against it either. By the way, I think that there are programs that make a lot of sense, and I think there's always a good idea to have some social welfare, sort of like safety nets for your society. Like, I've said this before, I don't want to see grandma and grandpa literally thrown out on the streets because they can't afford things. You just can't live with yourself that way. Tammy Lowe, 10 hidden trials and shipping. No hollows from hidden trials. You got it, Miss Tammy. All right. Very good. Let's see. Okay. I don't like to donate money. I don't know if I would donate much to any politician. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. What I would probably do with my money is teach my children how to manage the money. And then I would tell them, since you don't have to work a job like engineer, doctor, or lawyer, I want you to focus on these jobs instead. Actor, politician, CEO. I would tell my kids, you have to get into those jobs. Avoid the jobs like where you work and go get a job where you're in control of something. And I'd say use the wealth to protect you if you fail. There, let's start sneeping. Then I'd tell them that their objective is to build that wealth and teach the next generation to do the same thing. So I guess I would be one of those generational wealth kind of persons. There we go. All right. Very nice. What's goody, main man, mister? Hey, what's up, Mr. Tavon Richardson? It is 5:22. The sun's coming up, so we are wrapping it up. The largest charity fund is universal healthcare. I wouldn't donate to a party if I had money. I would donate to a charity. I get that, but honestly, it doesn't really go that way. I'd rather help out cancer kids or something like that. Are you ready? All right. Here's Oracle. I think it would be interesting if no one was allowed to donate to politicians. Wouldn't that be interesting? What if the way politics worked is people had to run on their message, and then the government sets aside a set amount of money. Let's say it's like this. You get a very specific amount of money, and then it's cut off from there. So each candidate is given maybe like $50 million, and that's after the people have voted for them in some sort of primary. So after you win the primary, the government issues $50 million to each politician to use for their campaign. And after that, they're not allowed to spend $1 more at all. Not at all. They're not allowed to receive money from anyone, especially rich people. They're not allowed to receive any money. The government issues $50 million to each candidate for them to spend however they need to win. And then the best man wins. So I like that because it's kind of like a video game, or like a chess board, right? It's not how many rich people can you get into a room and do favors for. It's more like, I'm black, you're white, and we're going to see who wins because we got the same number of pieces. So I like that a little bit better. But I don't know. Maybe that's a foolish way of looking at it because there's always counter arguments. Like perhaps the reason one of the politicians gets so much, ooh, look at that, you pull a Jack. So perhaps one of the reasons why one of the politicians gets so much support is because his policies are just, smarter, and the other guy's got a bunch of wacky ideas. And so if the guy with the wacky ideas has just as much money as the guy with the good ideas, if they had the same amount of money, maybe you end up with worse candidates. So who knows? Who knows what system is better? But we currently don't use the system that I just imagined, where they're receiving a staple amount of money. I would love to see that applied once or twice to see how it works out. But you know how clever humans are. Humans would find ways around that. So who knows? Can I order shipping? Yeah, you can order shipping. I don't mind. Speaking of shipping, we're doing some shipping for Miss Tammy. She's got Jack. All right. Miss Tammy. So Oracle, Terra, Weiss, Witch, Adele, Portia, Asura, Gizamaluke. You pull a full art Jack, and I'm giving you this Venat as well. I had fell asleep. Pokemon Go break, go off. Hey, Mr. Gabriel. In fact, it did. And I'm sorry to say it did not go your way. I'm afraid someone else pulled it. I'm sorry, man. Here we go, Tammy. Tammy Lowe. Okay, according to this, you got 2 fat baggies. There you go. Sorry, Gabriel. I'm sorry, Gabriel. I wish I could tell you that it went your way. If it makes you feel better, that ETB didn't even have anything in it. It was pretty much a cold ETB. Here we are. Let's work. Okay. My slab away paid. Gonna send for shipping on my bag. Yes, the slab away is paid off. That's right. Okay, how heavy is this? All right. That's the way it should be. Money out of politics. Serve your constituents, not the donors. I actually have had that sort of conversation before about running the system a bit differently, like more like a competition with set amounts of money instead of, you know, infinite amounts of money. And again, I heard that counter argument that if you do it that way, that means somebody with a genuinely bad idea who doesn't have the support of the big players in your society can get into office because he is being allowed to run with the same money as the person with the good ideas. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know, it's a fascinating conversation because it sort of does imply that people who have lots of money, they get more than one vote. You know, they get the sway, they get the influence, they get the rules written in their fashion, or the things that they want most gets pushed first to the top of the list for the politicians. It's a fascinating thing. Okay, Taven Richardson would like some shipping. Okay, give me a moment here. Good time to get your shipping out. Okay. Cookies where? No cookies. Baggie number 1. Baggie number 2. Plenty of shipping, huh? I'm running out of little boxes. What am I going to do? I don't think I have any more. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, here's one. Is this one? Ah, we got one. Cool. Cool. They would just have to be strategized, innate, the correct plan to make with they started work. What? Here we go. All right, it's just an idea, really, and there might be a good reason why it's important to let people donate toward campaigns, right? There we go. It's sort of like a conversation about what the money represents. Maybe money represents common sense. Maybe money represents financial structures that keep your country afloat, or like systems that work. On the other hand, money, you could argue, corrupts. Maybe money creates pollution, and you can't stop it because the polluters can buy out politicians. So there's two ways that conversation can go, I suppose. Yeah. I'm not even so sure that I think democracy is a perfect system just because, democracies will hand you good presidents sometimes and bad presidents sometimes. But more importantly, I feel like, over time, I think we talked about this in the last election. My theory is no matter what democracy you have, over time it becomes communism because the voter eventually decides to vote for free stuff, which I think we've pretty much been doing this whole time. We've been consistently, people are convinced that the smartest move with their vote is to vote for more stuff to be spent on them. And then the government just slowly goes broke. We are? Okay, Gabriel says, shipping for Gabriel. All right, so Mr. Gabriel, let's see, with the G. Okay, that's baggie number 1. Now, you sent 15 for the shipping. Is that just like a shipping tip? Or did you have something in particular? That says bag number 2 on it, by the way. Here it is, bag number 1. All right. Good. Box number 1 and box number 2. Okay. Wow, a lot of last-second shipping. Poor Alexis. He was this close to not having to do as much shipping on Monday. Now she's got plenty. Oh, have we never shipped you before? Gabriel, have we never shipped you? Grab this. How did you pay? Did you pay with PayPal? Let's log in. Okay, we're logging in. Oh, I hate this song, dude. First time? All right, so just letting you know, we use the shipping address located in your PayPal account. So that's what we use since you're on PayPal. And so that's what we're using. And now I'm going to grab your email from the PayPal account. It provides that too. That email will receive an email from Stamps.com. That's the company I use to do my shipping, is Stamps.com. And that'll give you your tracking number. All right, there we go. Cool, man. Miss Alexis will add the slab into your shipment when it's your turn. You'll notice we just have your cards here. I just print the label. But she'll be hunting down your slab, and it'll say Gabriel on the back, and she'll know it's yours. Okay, cool. Wow, yeah, that's plenty of shipping now. She didn't have that much shipping at the beginning of the stream. Okay, wow, look at that. It's 5:32, and we are done. Wonderful. That stream, we didn't really sell many live customs or pokey shuffles or break spots. That was primarily just one-piece sales, tons of them. And it wasn't just Sarah. There was all kinds of people wanted to open one-piece PRB2. It's really interesting. So I'll try to do a little restock on PRB2 in order to offer Sarah maybe like a case price. And then, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how good the price is. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'll be back here today, for the Monday daytime stream, because it's basically Monday. See you later, everybody.